A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Five bells. Stand by all stations.
Attention, all districts. A 5-alarm fire. 5 bells will be immediately.
That's it. Let's roll. Let's go. Firefighters. Presenting Firefighters, the true-to-life story of our unsung heroes who stand ready to ride by day or night against our most murderous enemy, the demon of fire. In a moment, we'll check up on Chief Cody and rookie fireman Tim Collins, as well as the fire in the baggage compartment of the airliner in which they had set out for Plum Valley. You'll recall how the pilot, Captain Lorenzo, had headed the craft toward a small airport off the beaten track, only to find it strangely dark in the night below when he arrived. Buzzing the field brought no response, and with reluctance it was agreed that Tim should bail out, somehow get the landing lights on so that the plane could safely be brought down before the fire broke loose. Then came two developments in quick succession, and what our friends face now, we'll see right after this message. Let's go, firefighters! Let's see how Chief Cody is making out in the control cockpit of the airliner after checking up on the fire in the baggage compartment. And then let's see how Tim Collins is making out after his parachute drop onto the airfield and his plea for help to the old watchman, Mr. Ransom. As the plane circles the dark field below, there's more than space between the next meeting of the Chief and Tim. It all depends on how much time is left between lights and landing or fire and disaster. As the pilot says to Chief Cody now.
You checked the baggage compartment, Chief. Bad news, huh?
Looks that way, Captain. Afraid I overestimated the minutes we've got left.
The fire's working its way out now?
Pretty close. May break through in a matter of minutes.
What about the passengers? Panic?
Not yet. The smoke seeping through is going to let them in on just how serious the situation is.
Well, it's up to your friend Tim Collins now. No sign of landing lights below us.
Oh, nothing but a big black patch where the field is. To make it worse, trouble on either side.
Oh, hang the mountains and the high-tension wires along the highway, Chief. I could slip in there. That is, I could with lights to mark the field.
Tim will get through if it's humanly possible. Maybe any minute that place will light up like a birthday cake. If Tim got there, he'll find some way to throw that switch.
Look, Mr. Ransom, you're the watchman on this field, but if you won't show me where the switch is for the landing lights,
If you'd calm down, Collins, maybe I could make you see throwing that switch won't give you no light.
I don't know much about airfields, sir, but you said the landing strip is okay. And I can see this whole area is ringed with poles, electric light poles.
That's right. When the mill was running full blast, they used to have a thriving business here some nights.
Used to? What do you mean?
Well, mill's gone out of business. This little airport ceased operations 2 days ago.
Okay, but how does that stop us from throwing the switch on the landing lights?
It doesn't. Only you won't get no lights on. Not with empty sockets.
No. You mean there's no bulbs or whatever they use?
They carted every bit of equipment away yesterday, Collins. I'm sorry. There ain't a pilot alive who could land on this here dead dark field tonight, and I ain't got flares or nothing. Not so much as a candle to light 'em in.
Oh, but Chief Cody, those passengers up there, they can't have much time left. What'll I do?
Well, I told you I phoned the fire department in case they tried to crash land. Nothing else we can do.
Oh, there's got to be. I told them I'd bail out and get lights on this field. I've got to find some way to get...
I tell you, there aren't any lights for miles around, except for automobiles moving along the highway over there.
Wait a minute. The highway, I wonder.
You can stop wondering. Pilots hate that highway on account of the high-tension wires that run along it.
No. I wasn't thinking the plane could land on the highway. There wouldn't be time to get the traffic off anyway.
Well, with mountains and that river on the other side of this field, Collins, there ain't much we can do but pray.
Yes, sir, we can do that, but at the same time, we're doing something else. Yes, sir, it might work. It might at that. Come on, Mr. Ransom. This road leads out to the highway?
Yeah, but...
I'll explain it on the run. Now, come on, let's roll. A few moments later, a startled motorist catches a glimpse of an excited young man in the glare of his headlights. Quickly, he brakes to a stop.
What's the idea of hopping up and down in the middle of a public highway? Want to get run over? Want to cause an accident?
No. Take it easy, mister. I want to prevent one. Listen, you hear that plane above us?
Yeah.
There's a fire on board.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I just bailed out of her. Now, look, we've got to get her down in a matter of minutes. Will you help me?
Well, sure, but for Pete's sake, how?
Well, first, back your car off the highway so your headlights cut across it at right angles and light up that road into the airport.
Well, the next car comes along, may smack into me.
No, sir. You won't be blocking the road. And besides, I'm going to stop every car that comes along.
I'm coming along now, Collins.
Oh, flag him down, Mr. Ransom. Get him to drive you into the field. You know what to do then.
You bet, son. Got my fingers crossed for you.
Yes, sir. And you, sir.
Yeah?
When you back your car into position, maybe you'd help me stop every car that comes along.
Well, what do you want me to tell him to do?
When you get in position with your lights crossing the highway, I'll tell you. All right, now, sir. Back her up now.
Meanwhile, as Tim works frantically to put his plan into operation, the two men in the control cockpit of the plane circling above the field stare gloomily below.
Stewardess says the fire's breaking through, Chief Cody. We're going to have a panic on our hands any second.
I never thought I'd find a fire that could lick me, Captain Lorenzo. There's not a thing we can do.
Well, we can't sit here and wait. I'll have to crash land down there, where I think the field is.
What are our chances?
Between mountains and high-tension wires, pretty slim.
Maybe I'd better go back, talk with the passengers and see.
Am I crazy?
What?
Or do I see lights moving across that black stretch under us?
By thunder! Headlights from cars. What are they doing on there if that's the airfield?
The highway's off. Hey, hey, look at that. Over where the highway is.
Say, looks like the lights of a dozen cars.
Yeah, and if I don't miss my guess, they're swinging off, heading into the field.
You're right. That group I mentioned is moving along right under us now, like a parade. Say, aren't they forming an L or something like that?
Don't you see, Chief? Collins isn't trying to spell anything. He's pulling cars in off the highway, grouping them around the field. They've marked off one corner of it already. And there's more coming.
Oh, my gosh. Will they do for landing lights?
By the looks of the number of cars moving onto the field, yes. As soon as he gets it completely surrounded with headlights, we'll have plenty of light. And we won't overshoot the field either.
Good for Tim. He ran into trouble, but he got us our landing lights.
Right.
Hey, what's up?
Tim's doing his job, I'll do mine. Get set. The minute we have enough light, down we go.
Well, we've done it, Mr. Ransom. The whole doggone field is circled with headlights now.
Collins, I wouldn't have thought of that in a million years.
Hey, Captain Lorenzo isn't losing any time either. Here he comes.
Yep, not a minute too soon either. Enough light around now so as you can see she's trailing smoke.
That baggage compartment must have really broken loose. Mr. Ransom, look. Swinging off the highway now. Fire truck. That's your cut.
Wouldn't have done a mighty good if you hadn't thought of getting motors off the highway. Well, your pilot's getting some applause from the car.
Yes, sir.
I don't blame him. Smooth the landing as if it won.
I'll direct my buddies from the fire department onto the field. We'll get those passengers out, and when they're safe, maybe we can save the plane.
Well, what do you know? The lad don't miss a trick. Makes lights where there ain't any, brings the plane in safe, and now he's off to put out a fire. Yes, sir, that Collins is a smart boy. Ought to be a fireman.
A short time later in the watchman's shack, three men stopped for brief farewells.
Well, Captain Lorenzo, what's your next step?
I've got to get into town and make a full report, Chief. Coming along?
Yes, we'll have to make other arrangements now to go on to Plum Valley.
Oh, my company will take care of that for you and all the passengers, Chief. Taking a vacation, you two?
Well, not exactly. An old friend of mine, editor of a small newspaper, got some pretty big plans. Up to Tim and me to help him out.
Yes, sir. Just what is the trouble, Chief Cody?
Well, haven't you had enough trouble for one night, Tim?
Oh, sure, sir, but you hadn't told me we might run into more trouble at Plum Valley.
Well, from what I hear, son, there's every chance we will. Every chance in the world.
The danger is over. The big plane with its charred baggage compartment lies in the now darkened field. But the passengers are safe. With many thanks to Tim and the Chief, they start once again to their destinations. It's doubtful, though, if any of them will find the problem awaiting them that lies ahead of the Chief and Tim at Plum Valley. For that exciting adventure, be sure to listen to the next exciting chapter of The Firefighters. In just a moment, Fire Chief Cody will tell you, boys and girls, how you can help the firefighters in your own town. But right now, let's listen to this message. And now attention, boys and girls, the Firefighters Brigade. Here is Fire Chief Bob Cody with a very special message for all of you in the Firefighters Brigade. Chief Cody.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Chief Cody. Recently, you may recall, I asked you to check the mortar and bricks in your chimney to make sure that there was no danger of fire in your home. The last time, your assignment was to inspect the stoves and see that all walls, rafters, ceilings, and partitions are protected from the overheating of stoves, furnaces, and pipes. Now, overheating is bound to occur sometimes. And if you find there is a danger of fire near heating instruments, please talk it over with your parents. And please inspect the chimney and stove pipes in your home. This is very important, as improperly insulated heating apparatus is a serious fire hazard. Thanks. Until next time, this is Chief Cody saying, so long.
Fire Chief Cody and the young rookie fireman Tim Collins will be back on the same station the next time you hear...
That's it. Let's roll! Let's go! Firefighters!
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is paper. P-A-P-E-R.
Really?
You bet your life.
More than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
He's a waste of time. Oh, that's me. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples.
We asked for some young people to volunteer tonight, Groucho. And just before we went on the air, Mrs. Amelia Mendez de Bitterline, Mr. Bill...
Stop ad-libbing.
I couldn't do it again. And Mr. Bill Albans were selected. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Amelia Mendez, and Bill Albans.
Yes, sir.
Where are you from, Bill?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, North Carolina?
Yes, sir.
How old are you?
I'm almost 28.
Almost 28. Oh, you're a fine-looking lad. Are you married?
No, sir, I'm not. I'm single.
Do you care for the ladies?
Oh, yeah, man. I've been crazy about them since I've been that big.
What did you do about it when you were that big? Well, I'll see what I can do for you, Bill. Amelia Mendez, de Bidlin, Where are you from?
Panama City, Panama.
Oh, from Panama, Well,
Sir.
we've rarely had anybody from Panama. Where's your hat? Now, you know, people all over America are planning their vacations these days. Well, some of them may want to visit Panama. How would you suggest that they go, by ship or by plane?
I would suggest that they go by plane because it's faster, and then they could stop in several Central American countries as well as Panama. For example, they could go to Guatemala, to Nicaragua, and Costa Rica.
You say they'd visit Guatemala? How long would we stay in Guatemala?
Overnight or a day, it depends on how much time you have.
Just one day in Guatemala? Well, I guess that's right, that old saying, here today in Guatemala. Bill, where do you plan on going on your vacation this year?
Well, I'm going to try to be in Helsinki, Finland.
What's your language, Bill? There are ladies present. Why would you want to go to Helsinki, Bill?
Well, you see, that's where they're going to hold the Olympics this summer.
Oh, well, are you going as a spectator or as a participant?
I'm going to try to go as a participant, yes.
Oh, well, that's a very great honor to be on the Olympic track team. Have you had much experience?
Well, I was on our last Olympic team.
Well, congratulations. We're honored to have you. Just to be a contestant. What event will you win?
I was in the hop step.
What is that, training for pedestrians? Are you planning on entering the hop, step, and jump this year?
No, I'm going to try for our decathlon team this year.
Well, what about this fellow up north? What's his name?
Yeah.
You know who I mean? What's his name?
I believe it's Bob Matthias.
Matthias, yeah. Well, are you going to have to compete against him?
Yes, sir, I think
Well,
I
that's
am.
tough going, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be one of the greatest since Jim Thorpe and
I
Dave
believe...
Hendrickson, huh?
Well, he probably is the greatest, I guess, yeah.
And you'll have to go up against that? And you don't get any handicap or anything?
No.
I think you're very foolish. If I were you, I'd go to Panama. Well, it's been certainly pleasant talking to you two, and I hope you win lots of vacation money here tonight. Because in just 1 minute, you're going to play your Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. Right now, I want you to pay close attention to some words of special importance.
Take the 5-mile trial. Take the 5-mile trial. Go in tomorrow to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer and drive the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the famous Power Master 6. Compare the DeSoto Fire Dome 8 with any car on the road today, not just on the straightaway, but going up steep hills and through stop-and-go city traffic and under all road conditions. You'll discover the sensational acceleration and reserve power of the new 160-horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome V8 engine at all speeds. It's America's most advanced engine design, giving you more power from every drop of gas and on regular gasoline. DeSoto full power steering takes the work out of driving, and when parking, it makes turning the wheel as easy as dialing a phone. Get the feel of DeSoto's full power steering, the only type of power steering that takes the work out of steering all of the time. Yes, go to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers tomorrow and take the 5-mile trial in the spectacular DeSoto Fire Dome 8 or the handsome DeSoto Power Master 6. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars.
All right, now let's see how well you work together as a team. Fire Dome Fenneman,
Coming.
give him that 160-horsepower motor and tell him the rules.
All right. You bet as much of your $20 as you want on each of 4 questions, and the couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question later on in the show.
Now, let's see how high I can bid you $20. Out of our list of 20 categories, you selected number 9, which happens to be cities with names of famous people. All right, now here's your first question. How much will you bet? And talk right out loud.
$18.
All right. Ohio's largest industrial city bears the same name as one of our former presidents. What is the name of this city?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, right.
And you're on your way with $38.
How much of the $38 are you going to risk?
I say 37.
All right.
37? A large city in Maryland was named for the founder of the state. What is the name of this city?
Lord Baltimore.
Baltimore is right.
You're climbing, you have $75.
Now, here's your third question. How much will you bet?
74?
74.
Okay.
What is the name of the Wyoming town founded and named by Buffalo Bill? If you don't know, guess.
Wyoming.
What is the name of the Wyoming town founded and named by Buffalo Bill?
Cheyenne.
I'm sorry, it's Cody.
Cody.
Really well.
And you've dropped down.
Buffalo Bill's real name.
Dropped down to $1 now.
Well, here's your last chance to be the other couples. How much will you bet?
Bet the buck.
Bet the buck. The largest city in Kentucky was named for a French king. What is the name of this city?
Louisville.
Louisville is right.
And you wind up with $2.
Nobody leaves here with $2. I'll give you one more question. You get this right, and we'll bring it up to 25. Who is buried in Grant's tomb? General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Groucho, we invited some young
Groucho...
Where were you last night, pal?
Groucho invited some young single Republicans.
You go right home and go to bed early tonight.
I will.
You've got to watch yourself now.
We invited some
And
young...
burn the candle at both ends, you know.
We invited some young single Republicans to the program tonight, along with some young single Democrats. And just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Shirley Palbaum and Mr. Mike Richardson. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, welcome, youngsters, to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Shirley Palbaum, eh?
Right.
And Mike Richardson.
That's right.
I presume that's you, Mike
That's
Richardson.
my name.
A young Republican and a young Democrat. Mike, I think it'd be nice if you two held hands. Would you mind holding hands for just a second? Oh, go on.
Sure.
Hold hands with him. Now keep them that way. Don't let go.
We're too nervous.
It's the old joke. If they let go, they'll kill each other. How old are you, Shirley?
Well,
It isn't.
I look older than
It
I
isn't.
am.
It isn't obligatory. You don't have to answer. You look like a real young, attractive, pretty girl.
Thank you.
How old are you? How old are you, Mike?
I'm 31.
Now, let's see. You're the Democrat. Is that right, Mike?
No, sir, that is not right.
That's becoming fighting words. You don't have to get angry. You think I'd call him a wife beater. You must be the Democrat, eh? Sure.
I certainly am.
Look how pleased she is. You think I'd call her Marilyn Monroe. How active a Republican are you, Mike?
Groucho, I'm the president of the Westwood Young Republicans.
What sort of work do you do, Mike?
I'm the purchasing agent for the Hardman Tool and Engineering Company. We build aircraft chairs.
What is your job, Shirley?
I'm a legal secretary. I work for Richard Richards, who's chairman of the Democratic County Central Committee.
You're not married?
No.
For a Democrat, you sound more like an independent. How about you, Mike? You married?
No, I'm not.
A single Republican and a single Democrat, eh? You two should get married by all means. You could have your own third party. Now, what's the purpose of the Young Republicans?
Well, we try to supply transportation to the polls. We do babysitting on Election Day. We stuff envelopes, make sure that thousands of pieces
Is that
of
all
letter-
you stuff? Are you sure you just stuffed the envelopes? That was a Freudian slip, have I ever heard. What do you mean you provide transportation?
Well, on Election Day, I'd say some of our members make as many as 20 trips to the polls.
Well, don't the Democrats object? Or are they busy making 21 trips to the polls? I'm strictly neutral in this battle because it happens I'm a Whig. Except on windy days when it blows off. Well, let's hear. Could we have a little sample campaigning? Mike, give me all the reasons I should vote the Republican ticket this year. And take all the time you want. You've got 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I would say you should vote the Republican ticket, first of all, for the obvious reasons you see in the newspaper.
You said paper, so you win $50, and your partner here, your mortal enemy, also gets $50. You can buy a lot of votes with this money.
Well, let's campaign some more.
It won't do you any good. The duck has run out of money. He's clean out of money. All right, let's hear the campaign speech. 30 seconds.
Hold my hand.
The Young Republican is now on a different campaign. And a much smarter one, if you ask me. Well, Mike, that was a perfect political speech. I slept through every minute. Shirley, girlie, it's your turn now. You got half a minute to convince me I should vote the Democratic ticket. Now, go ahead.
I've always been a Democrat, and I expect to remain a Democrat. I think the Democrats are for the working people, which is quite evident today. The employment has risen to great heights. In the Hoover administration, we had depression. Now we've got...
Poor old Hoover. He's been out of office 25 years, and they're still hollering at him. It was a very impressive speech, though, Shirley. You got beautiful teeth. Well, enough of this petty talk about the fate of the nation. Let's get down to important matters. You two already are, I notice. Huh? What kind of a girl are you looking for, Mike?
Well, I'm looking for what I would consider a wonderful girl, the type that I would think as much of on Sunday as possibly on Saturday night. I'm looking for the type who would revere me.
That's a new approach. I've never heard that. Now, how would Shirley differ on Sunday than she would on Saturday night?
I think she'd be fine on Sunday.
What about Saturday night?
Just as good.
He's a politician, all right. Now, suppose she happens to be a Democrat, this dream girl that you're pursuing. Hmm?
Well, I hope that in time we might sort of think alike politically.
I'm sure you will, and my boy, you're going to make an excellent Democrat. Congratulations, kid, and I'll pronounce you man and wife. And Shirley, you can be the Speaker of the House.
Thank you.
You can run things on the floor, Mike, like the vacuum cleaner. And may you have lots of little planks in your platform. Well, it's been very nice talking to you two, and I hope in November the best man wins, even if it's a woman. By the way, there's one thing that's definitely a winner, and no matter what party you belong to, and that's the new DeSoto Fire Don't Make. It's a real great car. All right, forget your differences now. You're going to work together for a chance at the $1,000 question. You beat our other couples, and the chance is yours. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough.
Fenneman, remind our listeners how things stand up here.
The girl from Panama and her partner won $2. And the secret word is paper.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected resorts of the United States. These resorts and towns are visited by thousands of tourists each year. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
Talk up. We're going to bet the whole $20. Republicans are shooting the works this year.
They're not only shooting the works, they're shooting the Democrats. All right, in what state do you find Atlantic City?
New Jersey.
New Jersey is correct.
And you're on your way with $40.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $40 you going to risk now?
$40.
$40. In what state do you find Cape Cod?
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
You climbed to $80.
Here's your third question. How much of the 80?
The whole thing.
The whole works. In what state do you find Sun Valley?
Idaho.
Idaho is right.
You now have $160.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 160 are you going to try?
The works.
In what state do you find the Catskills?
New York.
New York is correct.
And you wind up with $320.
Well, thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Mike is cooked. I can see it in her eyes.
We asked for married couples with interesting backgrounds and stories to volunteer tonight. And just before we went on the air, Mr. and Mrs. John Caldwell were chosen. And here they come. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and you'll win $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. and Mrs. John Caldwell, eh? John, where are you from?
I was born in Fort Worth, Texas.
How old are you, John?
I'm 33 years old.
Mrs. Caldwell? That's you, huh?
Yes.
What's your first name?
Mary.
Mary. Well, John and Mary, eh? Where did you ever get such unusual names? Where were you born, Mary?
Yorkshire, England.
Oh. Yorkshire? Were you born inside of a pudding? If you're from England and John's from Texas, where did you meet him?
Well, I met him down under.
Doc?
Well, no, in Sydney, Australia.
Oh, you mean the Antipodes, huh? Mary, where did you get married? In Texas or down under Sydney?
No, we were married in Sydney, but the day we were to be married, John was up in Brisbane, and that's 600 miles away.
John was 600 miles away? John is no fool. Where were you heading, Johnny? Towards Alaska?
No, I was up in Brisbane trying to get a plane down to Sydney for my marriage that afternoon.
Where did you go on your honeymoon?
Well, that's the sad part. We didn't...
As a rule, it isn't. However, I'm willing to listen to anything.
We didn't have a honeymoon because 3 days later I shipped out in the Merchant Marine.
How long were you separated from your bride?
Oh, a long time. This ship that I left on was wrecked up in New Guinea, and then I was put aboard another ship that went around the world and touched in about every port except an Australian port, and eventually I wound up in New York City more than a year after having seen my bride, and naturally feeling very cheated and wanting to get back down there.
Well, what happened? Here you were in New York, and she was in Australia.
Well, she couldn't get over here, and I couldn't get down there on a ship, so I thought if I went down to Panama, I could get a British ship, but when I got down there, I couldn't, so I bought a little 29-foot sailboat and thought I'd try, sail it to Australia.
Well, tell us about your boat trip. How many other lunatics were aboard?
That's sad, too. I was alone.
You were alone?
Well,
what about at night? Did you have to sleep?
Yeah, but that little boat did all right. I'll tell you about it. The trouble was that I'd never sailed a boat before.
Well, that's certainly the right equipment to go around the world. I think a fellow's crazy to have any experience in a thing like that. Just buy a boat and sail around the ocean.
I had a book on how to...
You were foolish to do it in a boat, though. You should have done it on a log or something. Pogo stick or something, exciting.
I had a couple of books aboard, though. I had a book on how to sail.
Well, that's good. That's really all you need.
No,
now, what about at night when you wanted to sleep? What'd you do?
Well, I had a book on how to navigate.
Well, you read this while you were sleeping?
No.
Did you have a motor on this thing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Gasoline motor? And did it work all right all the way through?
After 5 days, it conked out. Pulled a shark aboard, and he banged away the cockpit and got his head on the engine and broke spark plugs off. I didn't mention, but I had sails.
But you had the shark then for company, didn't you? After the shark play cards or something?
No,
this wasn't a card shop, huh? You meet them on boats, You got to be very careful when you're traveling. So?
Well, I got past the Perlas Islands nearby Panama and past the Galapagos, that's 1,000 miles away, and past the Marquesas, that's 4,000 miles out into the Pacific. But I had some tough luck. After leaving the Marquesas, I ran into a hurricane and I was dismasted. Of course, most of my food was destroyed, my compass was broken, the sextant was no good, and putting the boat under a jury rig, I just drifted helplessly.
How long did you drift?
49 days adrift in the South Pacific, looking for land.
Did you have enough food and water for this emergency?
Well, the food gave out very soon, and of course you start getting hungry. And I got so desperate I ate the moss off the side of the boat, and I finally found a jar of Vaseline, and that really wasn't so bad, and face cream, and I made a slingshot and knocked down a seabird, but I was using nuts and bolts from the engine and ran out of nuts and bolts. And of course by that time things were getting to
getting
grim.
Pretty involved, I guess. Up to then it was a picnic, huh? There's one thing I want to know. Did you live through this ordeal? And if not, where are you now?
Remote island of Tuvada in the exploring islands of eastern Fiji.
Yeah.
And finally they took me off to a Copra schooner and then to the main island, and I connected with the bomber to Australia. But, of course, when I made this date with Mary at the time I left Panama, I told her I was leaving on the smallest boat I'd ever been on with the smallest crew. And I'd be there in 6 or 7 months, while I was 3 months late when I got there.
I bet she was pretty angry, too, huh? Well, you've had enough adventures to last a dozen lifetimes. You realize, of course, you could have avoided all this trouble if you'd met each other at Catalina. Although, don't think you can't get in trouble in Catalina. Well, you're a nice couple, and I hope you win lots of money tonight. Because right now you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,000 question. Are you ready?
Sure.
All you got to do is run your $20 and more than our other couples. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The young Democrat and the young Republican are ahead with $320.
You selected nautical terms as your category. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
All of it, huh?
All of it. What is the after part of a ship called?
Stern.
Stern is right.
You have $40.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the $30 will you try this
40.
time? $40.
All of it?
$40?
I'm the skipper on the boat, but...
What is it called when you change the course of a vessel by shifting the position of the sails?
Tack.
Tack or tacking. That's right. You keep on.
You now have $80.
How much you betting? The whole thing?
Yes.
What do you call the ship's diary or journal?
The log.
Logbook is right.
You find the $160.
Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the $160?
All of it.
All of it? What is the left side of a ship called?
Port.
Port is right.
You wind up with $320. And that means that you're tied with the young Democrat and the young Republican, who also have $320, and you'll both get a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question in just 1 minute.
Repair bills are the price you pay for not lubricating your car properly. And you can avoid so many costly repairs by driving your car into a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's for a lubrication checkup every 1,000 miles. Depend on it. You'll get more than just an ordinary grease job. More than just a change of oil in the crankcase. The men at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers work to exacting factory specifications. And that's your assurance of a proper, complete lubrication job. In fact, no matter what the job, from an engine tune-up to a major repair, you'll get the same thoroughgoing attention. Because your DeSoto Plymouth dealer knows your car best. His master technicians are thoroughly experienced and trained in factory methods. They use the finest tools and equipment available. And if your car should need parts, your DeSoto Plymouth dealer can supply you immediately with the right factory-approved parts. So, whether you're interested in a lubrication job or a repair job, big or small, you can be sure of this. You'll get top service. Fast, efficient, and courteous service wherever you see the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Well, here come the two couples who are tied for our big question tonight, Groucho. The young Democrat and the young Republican, and Mr. and Mrs. Caldwell. Come on in here, folks. So, get in here all together and...
Here's where you all sail the seven seas.
Each couple, it says on our card here, Groucho, will decide on a single answer and write it down on one of the cards they have in their hands. Now, if both couples get it right, they'll split the money between them. Okay? You have 15 seconds, and here is the question.
In 1894, a French army officer was found guilty of betraying army secrets and was sentenced to Devil's Island. Through the efforts of Emile Zola and others, his case aroused public opinion, and he later was pardoned. For $1,000, what is the name of this celebrated French officer?
Nothing there?
No answer? Let's see the answer. The correct answer is Alfred Dreyfus.
Oh, of course.
That's pretty easy, too. Well, you lost the big money, but how much did they win in the quiz, George?
Well, they went the limit, $320 each.
Well, congratulations, and thanks to both of you and to all of you and to all of our contestants on the show tonight.
Congratulations. Be sure
sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember... See DeSoto, fire don't make tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Don't stick your neck out in traffic. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith, music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Meet the people who live in the Burns house, George and Gracie. Well, by this time of day, George is usually home from the office. But today he's working hard and late. Let's look in at George's office and see what's detaining the little beaver.
Well, I'll never get this work finished. Now, let's see, where was I? Oh, great. There he goes again. Who is that broken-down hoofer upstairs? Now, let's see, where was I? Hey, stop dancing up there!
Oh, you keep quiet down there.
Smart guy.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Burns?
You're darn right I do. You're the manager of this building. Tell that jerk in the office above me to stop dancing. I'm trying to get some work done.
Yes, sir, Mr. Burns. I'll speak to him right away. Excuse me, may I speak to you, Mr. Astaire?
Well, sure, come in.
I'm sorry, Mr. Astaire, but your dancing is disturbing the party downstairs. Say, who is that old sourpuss?
Well, whoever is, he's got a nerve complaining. You tell him that when he sings Ain't Misbehavin', it sounds like plumbing that's out of order.
Oh, I couldn't tell him that.
All right. Tell him it sounds like plumbing that's working.
But, Mr. Astaire...
Look, I rented this office to dream up some new routines and hold tryouts for a new dancing partner. Go down and tell old Gravel Throat to go home. So he doesn't like it when I sing Ain't Misbehavin', huh?
No, sir.
Well, look, if he doesn't stop dancing, I'm going to move out of this office building.
Oh, please don't do that, Mr. Burns. You've been with us a long time.
You bet.
And if you move out, we'll lose all that back rent.
Go. Now, let's see. Where was I? Ain't misbehaving all by myself. Ain't misbehaving.
Oh, hello, darling. What? George, look. Your high notes are so strong today you're knocking the plaster right off the ceiling.
That's not me, Gracie. There's a guy in the office above me who thinks he's a dancer. Oh, great. There he goes again. He's been doing that all day. He's driving me crazy.
Oh, now, George, don't be upset. Feel sorry for him. You can tell by listening that he's obviously some poor old feeble trooper trying to get back into vaudeville.
I guess so.
Remember when you danced in vaudeville, darling?
Sure. They used to call me Twinkle Toes Burns.
Oh, my goodness. How you used to wear out your socks dancing. You know, it seems like I was always knitting you socks.
That's right.
Remember the first pair of socks I knitted you? You thought they were sweaters.
Yeah.
You never did wear them. They were too small for your feet and too big for your chest.
Well, you better run along home, sweetheart. I'll be working here at the office till midnight.
Ain't misbehaving all by myself. Ain't misbehaving.
Oh, my goodness, George. I'm glad your voice isn't as flat as his feet.
You said it. I think I'll go up there and punch that guy right in the nose.
Oh, now, George, please. You don't know your own strength. You'll lose your temper and take a swing at him, and the first thing you know, there'll be some teeth knocked out. You need all you've got.
But, Gracie, I've got to get my work done.
Well, I'll go up and talk to him, dear. You get to work.
Gracie!
Well, Tootsie Sagwell, what are you doing in this office building?
I'm looking for a job, Gracie. You see, I decided to give up men.
Give up men? But, Tootsie, this is leap year. And if I ever saw a girl with kangaroo blood, it's you.
I don't care, Gracie. I decided to have a career instead of a husband.
Oh. Well, maybe you're wise, Tootsie. A career can't break your heart. And a career can't go out nights and play poker.
Yeah.
But there's only one thing. On the cold night, you can't warm your feet on your career.
I don't care. That's what I'm going to do.
Oh, hiya, girl.
Oh, hello, Bill.
Oh, hello, Tootsie. Say, is George in his office, Gracie?
Oh, yes, Bill. Oh, but before you go in, listen to the news. Well, tell him, Tootsie.
Well, Mr. Goodwin, I'm not running after men anymore.
Oh, really, Tootsie? Got yourself a bicycle, huh?
Oh, Bill, you're just jealous because Tootsie's going to have a career instead of marrying you and raising a bunch of little Goodwins.
Well, Gracie, with Tootsie as their mother, I doubt if there'd be a good one in the bunch.
If you two will excuse me, I have to go upstairs and tell the man in the office over George's to stop dancing. He's disturbing George.
Disturbing George? Gracie, do you know who that is up there?
Who?
Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire?
Well, sure, he's holding tryouts for a new dancing partner.
Oh, my goodness, and Tootsie, your career. You're going to be Fred Astaire's new dancing partner.
But, Gracie, I can't dance.
Oh, don't be silly. If Fred can dance so wonderfully with his tiny feet, you'll be 4 times as great.
Jimmy Cash sings a delightful ballad from Showboat, Make Believe. James?
We could make believe I love you. Only make believe that you love me. Others find peace of mind in pretending. Couldn't you? Couldn't I? Couldn't we? Make believe our lips are blending in a phantom kiss, or 2 or 3. Might it well make believe I love you? Or to tell the truth, I do.
Well, here's Mr. Astaire's office bill. I'm glad you told me he's looking for a new partner. Goodbye.
Well, now, wait a minute, Gracie. I didn't want to say this in front of Tootsie, but Fred'll never hire a girl with a puss like hers.
Well, Bill, Mr. Astaire is looking for a dancing partner, and Tootsie dances on her feet, not her face.
You know, one look and he ain't going to believe that.
Well, anyway, he's not going to see her until after he's hired her.
You mean he'll hire Tootsie just on your say-so?
Well, of course. You see, Fred is a very good friend of George's, and he'll be glad to do a favor for... Oh, my goodness. What if he finds out it's George who's trying to have him thrown out of the building?
Well, Tootsie will have no career.
No, that's right. And Fred needs a partner like Tootsie. She'll be such an improvement over Ginger Rogers.
Grace, are you kidding? Why, Ginger Rogers has the most luscious, the most gorgeous figure you've ever seen.
That's just it. Now when Fred dances with Tootsie, people will watch him for a change.
I see.
Well, I'll make certain he doesn't find out that George has the office under him. Goodbye, Bill.
Goodbye, Gracie.
Good luck. Now, listen. If you don't like my dancing... Oh, Gracie. Excuse me. I thought you were old Gravelthroat from downstairs.
Old Gravelthroat?
Yeah. Some guy in the office below has been heckling me all day. Well, come on in, Gracie. How's George?
Old Gravelthroat? I mean George? Oh, he's fine.
Say, where does George have his office these days?
His, office?
Yeah, well, where does he hang out?
Oh, just above the waist a little.
No, I mean, where is his place of business? Where does he work?
Oh, work?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so much for George. Now, let's talk about you. I understand you're looking for a new dancing partner.
That's right, I am.
Well, your troubles are over.
Gracie, you mean... Oh, why, that's wonderful. You'll be great.
Oh, no, not me. My goodness, Fred, I haven't danced since I was a little girl.
Little girl? Gracie, you danced in the picture with me about 4 years ago.
Well?
Oh, yes, of course. You were just a little girl then.
Oh, Clara. Oh, no, Fred. The partner I have in mind for you is Tootsie Sagwell.
Sagwell?
Yes.
Is that her name or her condition?
No, Fred, that's her name, Tootsie Sagwell. Oh, she'll make a wonderful dancing partner, Fred.
Really? You know, I'm looking for someone different, someone fresh.
Well, Tootsie's the freshest girl I know.
I mean, I want a partner who'll give me fresh ideas for dances. I'm looking for new wrinkles.
That's Tootsie.
She's really different, huh?
Like nothing you've ever seen before.
Well, how about Tootsie's dancing? Could she handle a little step like this, for instance? Let me see.
Ain't misbehaving all by myself.
There goes old Gravelthroat again.
Ain't misbehaving.
Quiet. That does it.
This concludes.
I'm going down to his office and meet him face to face.
Oh, no, you won't like it.
What?
I mean, why argue with him? Why not come to my house and rehearse?
Well, it's a cinch I can't work here, and they won't let me dance in my apartment.
Well, you come right on home with me.
Well, okay, Gracie. Oh, wait. Before we go, just one little farewell for old Gravelthroat. You'll go crazy waiting for the rest of it.
Fred. You can rehearse in the room just above this one. It's George and my bedroom.
Oh, you sure you won't mind my dancing in your bedroom?
Oh, no, George and I never danced there. And besides, George went home for hours.
Okay. The room right above this one, huh?
Yeah, that's right. First door to the left at the top of the stairs.
Thanks, Gracie.
Well, it looks like Tootsie will have her career.
Hello, dear.
Why, George, what are you doing home?
I couldn't work at the office with that dancing going on over my head. Driving me crazy.
It was?
Yeah. I can still hear it ringing in my ears. What was that?
What was what, dear?
That dancing. Didn't you hear it?
No, I didn't hear anything.
goes again. Don't tell me you didn't hear that.
Not a sound.
Oh, my gosh. Maybe it's affecting my hearing. Gracie, shout in my ear. Shout as loud as you can.
George! George!
Are you shouting, Gracie?
I'm screaming my lungs out.
Oh, I'm as crazy as a loon. I better go up to our bedroom and lie down.
Oh, no. Oh, wait till I get him out.
Huh?
You wait here. I'll fix the bed. Fred, you'll have to leave right away.
Why?
Well, my mother has a terrible headache.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll go down and apologize to her.
Oh, no. You see, she doesn't like men. She hates men. She can't stand the sight of a man.
Well, what about George?
That's why she doesn't like men.
Say, I know where I can rehearse. There's a room above Stanley's Cigar Store.
Stanley Cigar Store, that's a wonderful place for you to rehearse. You slip down the back way, and I'll see you later. George, you still hear the dancing?
No. I still feel kind of shaky. Think I'll go out and get a little fresh air.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Think I'll walk down to Stanley's Cigar Store.
Cigar Store? Oh, George!
Oh, hello, Mr. Burns.
Hiya, Stanley.
Oh, say, you don't look very well. You're pale.
Yeah. Don't feel so good, Stanley. Let me have 3 Perfecto Royale cigars. Here's your nickel.
Mr. Burns, wouldn't you rather be pale than green?
Very funny. Let's have the cigars.
I'll have to get them from the back room.
Why do you keep my cigars in the back room?
Oh, Mr. Burns.
What a day. I still hear that pounding in my ears. Oh, no. No, not that. Stop me. Stop me.
What is it, Mr. Burns? What is it? What's the matter?
Oh, you wouldn't know. You can't hear it. Only I can hear it. It's in my head. I'm going nuts.
I told him to stop smoking those cigars.
Time for Felix Mills' orchestra with Cherry Berry Baby. Well, George is in bed with cold towels on his head, and if Gracie can just keep him there, Tootsie may become Fred Astaire's new dancing partner.
How are you feeling, George?
Much better, dear. I guess I'll get up.
Oh, no, you must stay right here in bed.
But I think I can get up. I'm not hearing things anymore. There's someone at the door.
There is?
Didn't you hear the buzzer?
No.
Ed, didn't you hear that?
Poor George.
It's back again. I could have sworn I heard it.
Oh, there's the telephone.
Huh?
The telephone, didn't you hear it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, There it goes again.
Okay.
I better answer.
Holy smoke. I guess I better stay in bed. Well, at least I don't hear that dancing anymore.
Well, just be quiet, dear. You will. Oh, hello, Fred.
Hello, Gracie.
Oh, quick, do a little step.
Okay.
Gracie!
Well, who was that?
Well, that was Mother.
Your mother sounds a lot like George.
Yeah, doesn't she, though? Mother even looks like George.
That must be tough on your father.
Yes. Well, Tootsie will be here any minute now. I'd better turn out the light.
Turn out the lights? But then I won't be able to see her.
That's the idea. Oh, I mean, the idea for a new dance.
A dance in the dark?
Yes.
Why, that... Say, wait a minute. Maybe you've got something. I can see a swell routine. Neon lights on our feet.
Oh, sure. And you can hide the batteries right in Tootsie's shoes.
Great. And then after... Hide the batteries in her shoes? What size shoe does she wear?
Oh, don't worry. Your feet will match perfectly.
Gracie, what size shoe does Tootsie wear?
Well, what size do you wear?
8.
8? 8 on each foot?
Naturally.
Oh, see now. 8 and 8 are 16. Yeah, your feet will match perfectly.
But Gracie...
Oh, I can just see you and Tootsie dancing together. Dancing cheek to chest.
Cheeks to chest. Is she that short?
No, you are.
You know, I don't want to seem suspicious, but Tootsie is beginning to sound just the teeniest little bit ghoulish.
Oh, you love her. Oh, there she is on the porch. Now grab her as she walks in. I'll switch off the light. There.
Okay. I got her. No, turn the lights on. It's another man.
No, it's me, Tootsie Sagwell.
Oh, I beg your pardon, Miss Sagwell. Shall we dance?
Oh, I love you, Freddie. Hold on.
Well, are you dancing, Fred? I don't hear any tap.
It's rather difficult to tap unless Miss Sagwell will allow my feet to touch the floor.
Oh, Tootsie. Don't hold him so high.
And not so tight, Tootsie.
Yes, Tootsie, you must be gentle with Mr. Astaire. He's George's type. You know, agile but fragile.
It's no use, Gracie. I've got to see Tootsie to dance with her. Turn the lights on, please.
All right. Now, can you see her?
Turn them off.
But Mr. Astaire, aren't we going to trip the light fantastic?
I'm afraid not. Now that it's light, you're too fantastic.
What's going on out here?
Oh, it's George. Goodbye.
That is there. Hello, George. What are you doing in that nightshirt?
Oh, I've been in bed. Some jerk in my office building almost drove me crazy today.
That's funny. Some jerk in my office building almost drove me crazy today.
Really? What building are you in?
Why, the...
You two jerks mustn't get together.
What?
I say you must get together. George will be a wonderful partner for you, Fred. You have rhythm in your feet, and George has rhythm. George does a sensational rumba.
Yes, and I could sing a little song, too. Get a load of this, Fred.
Ain't misbehaving all by myself.
Where have I heard that before?
Ain't misbehaving. I'm happy on the show.
Gravel throat.
Huh?
Well, there goes another partner.
Gravel show? Gee, Fred, and that was you in that office above me. Had I known, I wouldn't have complained.
Well, George, if I'd known it was you in the office below, I wouldn't have annoyed you with my dancing.
Oh, Fred, I love your dancing.
Well, thanks, George. And I love your... whatever it is you do.
Gee, Fred, you can dance over my head any time.
Oh, thanks. And then you can sing under my feet any time.
Gosh, Fred, you're top.
No, George, your time.
Oh, boys, I hate to interrupt, but Valentine's Day was yesterday.
Listen, the man is just about to say it.
Yeah, let's everybody listen.
Rinso, the new Rinso with Solium, brings you the Amos and Andy Show. Rinso, the soap that contains Solium, the sunlight ingredient, brings you a full half hour of entertainment with the Jubilaires, Jeff Alexander's orchestra and chorus, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. Amos and Andy will be back in just a moment with their traditional Christmas story. In the meantime, a short word from Burritt Wheeler.
Well, here we are, hardly one shopping day away from another Christmas. Lots of things have changed since last Christmas, haven't they? For one thing, last year at this time, nobody had ever heard of new Rinso with the wonderful sunlight ingredient Solium. And this year, thousands of women all over the country are using new Rinso with Solium because they know it washes white clothes whiter than St. Nick's beard. Whiter even than brand new. And new Rinso makes washable colors look brighter than the brightest spangle on your Christmas tree. No other soap in the world can give you results like that because no other soap contains Solium. So it's no wonder at all that new Rinso caught on so fast that it became a success almost overnight. Don't forget, new Rinso with Solium is safe for clothes and kind to hands. So if you're not yet a member of the new Rinso Club, make it a point to ask for new Rinso with Solium next time you go to the store.
It's the day before Christmas. The morning crowds are milling about Lenox Avenue in Harlem doing their last-minute shopping. Andy is out with Amos' little girl, Arbadella, on their annual Christmas tour of the department store windows. Right now, they're looking at a little doll in one of the windows.
Yeah, that sure is a pretty doll, Arbadella.
Yes, that's the one I wrote and asked Santa Claus to bring me.
You did, huh?
But Daddy said I wrote the letter too late. You see, I only wrote it 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, maybe your papa ain't got the money. That ain't giving Santa Claus much time. You got to write him before that.
My, isn't she pretty, though, Uncle Andy?
Yeah, that sure is a pretty doll.
Daddy said Santa Claus would bring her to me next Christmas.
Oh, sure. You see, that'll give him more time.
We're having a good time today, ain't we, Uncle Andy?
Yeah, this is sure fun for me, all right, Barbara.
I like being out with you.
Yeah, and I like being out with you, too. But I guess we got to be getting on home now.
Oh, do you think Mommy and Daddy will be home yet?
Oh, yeah. They say they'll be home by noon.
Uncle Andy, let me just look at the doll once more.
Oh, sure, honey. Stand up close to the window and take a good look.
She's beautiful. She's a talking doll, too.
Yeah, talking doll. They's the best ones, all right.
That sure is a pretty dress she's got on. But when Santa Claus brings her to me next year, I'm going to make her a lot more pretty dresses, pink ones. You know, Uncle Andy, I can hardly wait till next Christmas.
Oh, yeah. It'll be around before you know it, honey.
It's only a year.
Little Andy, you sure got a lot of Christmas presents here.
Yeah, Lightning, I wants to get them all wrapped up now, too, so I ain't got to do it this afternoon or tonight.
Now, what you got in this package here, Miss Andy?
Oh, that's some handkerchiefs that I'm going to give that gal friend of mine, Evelyn Bennett.
Evelyn Bennett?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Miss Andy. These has got the letter C embroidered in the corner.
Yeah, well, last year I was going to give them to that gal Carmen that I was going with, but we done busted up.
Well, with the letter C on there, I don't see how you can give them to Evelyn Bennett.
Well, I thought of that, too. So for the last 3 days, I've been calling her Cookie.
Well, I'll wrap the... Well, wait a minute. Here come the Kingfish and Miss Van Porter.
Come in, fellas. Come in.
Well, hello there, Andy. Lightning. Merry Christmas,
Hello,
fellas.
boys. How are you?
Well, I see you wrapping up all your Christmas presents there, Andy. Anytime you want me to turn my back and not look, just say the word.
Well, I ain't bought you no present, Kingfish.
Oh, you ain't got around to it yet, huh? Well, don't worry about it, Brother Andy. You got time. You know, me and my wife was talking about this thing just this morning. She said to me, George, do you think that any of your friends is going to give you that bathrobe that got over in the corner window at the Globe Department store? I said, honey, you mean the blue one with the red sash around it? She said, yeah, you know it's marked $3.95. I said, yeah, honey, the one size 40. Funny how me and my wife talk back and forth.
Well, I'll tell you, Kingfish, you could use a new bathrobe. That one you greeted me in yesterday was certainly a mess.
Yeah, it was.
Yes, you shook hands with me through the pocket.
Yeah, by the way, Andy, I just thought of something. How big is that door at your boarding house?
Why?
Well, coming up to see you tomorrow morning with a pretty big package for you. Well, if I can't get it in there, we can always take the door off the hinges, though, can't we?
Yeah. Sure. Say, you know, this is kind of embarrassing, because I is broke, Kingfish, and I can't afford to buy nothing for you.
Nothing at all?
That's right. Say, what time you expect to be up with that big package?
Well, on second thought, it might not be as early as I expected to be there.
Well, I'll be there all morning.
Well, now, don't wait for me, Andy. You see, I got a lot of packages to deliver. Might not get around to you till February or March. You know how it is.
Yeah, I know there was something like that, all right.
Miss Andy, I've been trying to wrap up some of these packages here for you. This is a hard one to wrap up.
Well, what in the world is that?
Oh, that's a little toy automobile I done bought for Amos Jr. You wind it up and it scoots around the floor, backs up and everything. Wait a minute, I'll show you.
Well, look at it go there, will you? Look at it.
Hey, that's the cutest thing I ever did see.
Yeah, see the way that thing went around there? Look at that.
Yeah, look at this. It's even got a license number on it.
Yeah, let me have it, Henry. I want to see it shoot around the floor again.
Well, I can wind it myself, Kingfish.
Well, let me do it, Henry. I asked you for it.
Yes, but I picked it up first.
Well, now give it to me.
Don't break it now, fellas.
Well, Andy, can't I be the one to work it?
Kingfish, I'm going to work it. Let's not be childish about this.
All right, but I'm next.
Wait a minute. I'm going to put it back in the box now before it gets broke. And I got things to do around here, too. You children better run along home now.
By the way, you're coming over to the gathering at the lodge this afternoon, ain't you, Andy?
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. I'm looking forward to that thing.
Yeah, you know, all the boys is getting together there. Got to have a little Christmas spirit at the lodge, slapping everybody on the back. Gonna have some refreshments and all that stuff. Little presents for each one of the members.
Yes, the whole gang is going to be there. See you then, Andy.
Well, come on, Henry, let's go. So long, Andy.
Good day, Andy, my friend, and may the Yuletide season bring you much Noel. And besides that, a very Merry Christmas.
Miss Andy, I is wrapping this package of colored crayons that you done bought for Amos's little girl, Arbadella.
Yeah, wrap that up. That ain't much of a gift to give a kid, is it?
Well, it ain't bad, Miss Andy.
She might not even like crayons.
Yeah, but she might not. After all, you don't know what she likes.
The funny part of it is, Lightning, I do know what she likes.
Yeah, sir. Well, even that don't make no difference, 'cause you is broke. And you ain't got no money to buy nothing more with.
I know it. That's what's troubling me. I is broke. I ain't got a cent. Say, Lightning, what time is it?
Well, Miss Ann, I don't know exactly what time it is, but I think it's between 12 and... It's almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Say, wait a minute. I got an idea. I think I'm going to walk down to that department store on the corner. I'll see you later.
You want to see me?
Yes, I guess so. Is you the gentleman that does the hiring here for the department store?
That's right. My name is Simmons.
Well, I was wondering if you needed any extra sales help for this last-minute rush this afternoon. I would work hard.
Well, we did need extra help up until this morning, but I think we can get through the rest of the day with the salespeople we have.
Oh, well, thanks just the same.
Oh, wait, just a minute.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can do it.
Do it? Do what? What's that?
Well, one of our Santa Claus helpers was called home. His wife was taken ill suddenly, and we could use somebody to take his place. You think you could do it?
Be Santa Claus's helper?
That's right.
Well, I ain't never done it before, but Show, I can do it.
Fine. Now, if you'll come down to the 4th floor, I'll give you your Santa Claus suit and whiskers and tell you just what you're supposed to do.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Well, Mr. Brown, that Santa Claus suit seems to fit you as well as the man who worked here before.
Yeah. Help me button the thing up, will you, Mrs. Simmons? It's a little snug right here.
Yes. I see you got that pillar just there, just right.
That ain't no pillar. That's me.
Well, I think you better hurry and finish putting on your costume, Mr. Brown. I want you to get out in the toy department with the children.
Yeah, well, guess the next thing you do is get these boots on here. I'll sit down here and get into them. Pull them on here. Uh-oh. Mrs. Simmons, you got any of that sliding powder by any chance?
Why? What's the matter?
The dogs is too big for the house. Now, wait a minute. I got one on. There goes the other one. Ah, there we is. Pete, you is sure wrapped up plenty tight today.
Well, that's fine. Now, just put on these whiskers and this hat, and you're all set.
Yeah.
Now, right through this door into the toy department.
Now, what must I do, Mr. Simmons?
Here's your seat right here. You just have the children to come up one at a time, and if you run into any difficulties of any kind, just call the floor walker.
Yes, sir, I understand. If I have any trouble, I'll call the floor walker.
Well, good luck, Santa.
Well, I'll get started. All right, Sonny, you was first. Come right up here and sit on Santa Claus's lap. That's the boy. There. Now, tell Santa Claus, what do you want for Christmas?
I want a jet-propelled plane and a tank.
A jet-propelled plane and a tank. What's your name, Sonny?
Oliver Smith.
Oliver Smith. Has you done been a good boy all year?
Yes.
Yeah, I could have seen that without even asking you. You is a nice little fella. I bet you drinks up all your milk at every meal, don't you?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No.
Well, you drink part of it, though, don't you?
I don't drink none of it.
None of it, huh?
No, I ain't never gonna drink none either.
Oh, floor walker. Can you come over here, floor walker?
If Santa Claus brings me the jet plane and the tank, I'll drink my milk.
Never mind, floor walker. That's a good little boy, Oliver. You just hang up your stocking and everything's going to be all right.
Okay, thank you, Santa Claus.
Okay.
Am I next?
Yeah, you is next. My, what a nice little girl. Sit right here on my knee. Now tell me, what is your name?
Henrietta Lewis.
That's a pretty name, too. And that's a pretty little dress you got on there.
My mother made it for me. See the ribbon?
Yeah, that's good, all right. Henrietta, you was one of the sweetest little girls I done ever seen. Now tell me, what do you want for Christmas?
A football.
A football?
Yes, and some boxing gloves and a drum.
Well, what do a little girl like you want with them things?
Oh, I don't want them for myself.
Oh, well, who does you want them for?
My little brother.
Your brother?
You see, Santa, he's sick in bed and he couldn't come down here.
Oh, that's too bad.
And I just wanted to make sure that he gets some presents.
Well, that sure is sweet of you, Henrietta. And I can tell you right now that Santa Claus is going to take care of him.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus.
Merry Christmas, honey. All right, who's next?
I'm next. Hey, Santa Claus.
Well, Shorty the barber. Listen, Shorty, what you doing up here in the toy department?
I just came up to get my new gal a present.
Yeah, well, why is you getting her something out of the toy department?
Because she's got the mind of an 8-year-old child.
yeah, I see.
You see, my real gal, though, for my real gal, I bought a beautiful two-piece fur outfit.
Two-piece fur outfit? What'd you get her?
Well, it's a combination sable and beaver. It's a matching two-piece calico. It's a long mink with that is you don't with earmuffs.
So long, Shorty. So long. Well, who's the next one now?
Hey, quit shoving. I'm next.
Hey, no fighting there, boys. No fighting.
Hey, he tried to push in ahead of me. I'm next, ain't I, Santa Claus?
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, Sonny, sure. What's your name?
Percy Carter.
Percy, huh? And what do you want for Christmas?
A machine gun. Do I get it?
Well, yeah, I'll see what I can do about it and all that stuff.
I want a billfold, too, with a picture of Humphrey Bogart in it.
Yeah, well, I'll work on that, too. Who's next?
Hey, wait a minute. I ain't through yet, Santa Claus. I gotta ask you something.
What is it, Percy?
Last year, I asked you for a pair of skates, and I didn't get them. What goes?
Well, you got a lot of other stuff, though, didn't you, Percy?
Yeah, I got a necktie, some socks, and a couple of handkerchiefs. Who wants that stuff?
Yeah, well, better luck this year. All right, who's next?
Hey, wait a minute. I got more stuff to ask you. In that workshop up north where Santa Claus makes all his toys.
Yeah?
What kind of country is that?
Country? Well, it's just nothing but ice and snow and ice, all stuff like that.
No trees or nothing?
No, just ice and snow.
Then where did Santa Claus get the apples and oranges and bananas that he puts in the stockings Christmas?
Oh, floor walker. Hey, floor walker.
Yeah, forget it.
Oh, all right. Who's next?
Thanks, I am Santa Claus.
Oh, step right up, Sonny.
Yes, sir.
And what's your name?
Jimmy Watson.
And what
a
is it?
baseball glove, a punching bag, a basketball, a watercolor set, a ring toss, a fountain pen, a Mickey Mouse wristwatch, a cowboy suit, a telegraph set, a bicycle bell, a flashlight, and a baby sister.
You want a baby sister?
Yes. How can I get one?
Oh, floor walker.
Well, you look a little worn out, Mr. Brown.
Oh, yes, I is a little tired. I never talked to so many kids in all my life. Gee, they is cute, though.
You did very well. All the children seemed very happy, and the parents were just standing there beaming.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We certainly appreciated having you here this afternoon.
Yes, sir. Well, I enjoyed it, too. And, of course, like I told you when I made the deal with you, I done it for a special reason.
Yes. And here it is, Mr. Brown. I had the stock boy take it out of the window. The talking doll.
And won't Arbadella be an ecstatic youngster when she finds that doll in her stocking? You can't put good tidings into a Christmas stocking. But when you have access to a microphone the way I have, you can get right into people's homes and spread the good word. And, of course, the good word I'm referring to is Rinso. New Rinso with the amazing sunlight ingredient, Solium. New Rinso with Solium does such a remarkable job on wash day, I feel everybody should know about it. Imagine getting white clothes whiter than brand new, making washable colors look brighter than brand new. And if you want undeniable proof that New Rinso does just that, do one wash with New Rinso. And when your clothes are all washed and ironed and ready to put away, just stop a minute and compare them with the clothes you washed before with ordinary soap. Right before your eyes, you'll see absolute proof of New Rinso's superiority. Get a package of New Rinso with Solium and make that little test. Will you do that?
Well, the time now is Christmas Eve. Andy has just arrived at Amos's with an armful of packages.
Well, come in, son. You look like Santa Claus there with all that stuff.
How is you, boy? Say, that tree looks good. Let me lay these packages down here on the sofa.
Hey, well, you're making the rounds, huh?
Yeah, making the rounds, spreading good cheer. Boy, that is a pretty tree. Got a lot of lights on there, too.
Yeah, well, we just decorated that tonight. Ruby and her mama has done gone out to take a few things to some poor people that she heard about in town. They'll be gone about an hour.
Yeah.
And say, Andy, why wasn't you over at the lodge with the fellas there today? It was a swell party.
Well, say, I must have clean forgot about that. Well, Amos, I'll leave these packages right here.
Wait a minute, gonna leave all of them?
Yeah, here's one for Ruby. Here's one for Mama. Here's one for you. And there's a little toy auto for Amos Jr.
Oh, gee, Andy.
And here's a package for Arbadella. And listen, Amos, be show and tell her that this one is from Santa Claus.
Hey, that's a nice-looking package for her there, already.
Oh, well, just a little something I picked up.
You certainly are Santa Claus this year, boy. Look at this stuff.
Well, I seen a lot of stuff over at my place from your house.
Well, like I told you, Andy, it ain't much, but we wanted you to know that we love you and we're thinking about you.
Oh, listen, Amos, I feel better this Christmas than I ever felt. By the way, when are you going to open up your packages?
All the kids get up early, and we all get up early Christmas morning. And now, don't forget you promised me that you'd be here for Christmas dinner.
Oh, yeah. That show is nice of you, too, because them other two dinners I figured on going to didn't work out so good.
Yeah, well, we want you here, Andy, so I want you to count on it now.
Yeah, well, that's swell. Well, I got to get going, son. I got to drop in on 2-3 people, say hello to them.
Yeah, well, okay, and I'll see you tomorrow. And thanks an awful lot for the present, Andy. It sure wasn't nice of you.
Oh, nothing at all. Say Merry Christmas to Ruby and her mama for me and the kids.
Yeah, well, I'm going back with Arbadella now.
Okay, so long, Amos.
So long, Andy. Bring forth the royal diadem and crown him Lord. Well, honey, you was in bed, ain't you?
Daddy, will you turn on the little radio for a minute before I go to sleep?
Well, just for a minute or two. I'll snap it on for you. There you are. Now, let it warm up a few seconds. We don't want to wake up baby.
Oh, music never wakes him up, Daddy.
Well, now, let me straighten your covers out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me this, honey. You said your prayer?
Mommy heard my prayers before she went out, Daddy.
Christmas choir continues with the Lord's Prayer.
Well, now, get under the covers, dear.
Daddy, could you get some Christmas music on the radio?
Why, darling, this is the very best Christmas music you could get. They're going to sing the Lord's Prayer.
I've been saying the Lord's Prayer with Mommy. She's been teaching it to me.
Yeah, I know she is.
What does the Lord's Prayer mean, Daddy?
Well, it means an awful lot. And with the world like it is today, it seems to have a bigger meaning than ever before, honey.
But what does the Lord's Prayer mean, Daddy?
The Lord's Prayer? Well, darling, I'll explain it to you.
Oh, will you, Daddy?
Now, you lay down and you listen.
All right.
Now, the first line of the Lord's Prayer is this. Our Father, which art in heaven. That means Father of all that is good, where no wrong can ever dwell.
Mm-hmm.
Then it says, hallowed be thy name. That means, darling, that we should love and respect all that is good. And then after that it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Now that means, darling, as we clean our hearts of all hate and selfishness and fill our hearts with love, the good, the true, and the beautiful, then this earth where we is now will be just like heaven.
That would be wonderful, Daddy.
Then it says, give us this day our daily bread. Now that means, honey, to feed our hearts and minds with kindness, with love and courage, which will make us strong for our daily task. Now then after that, the next line of the Lord's Prayer is this, honey. And forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Do you remember the golden rule?
Yes, Daddy.
Well, that means that we must keep the golden rule and do unto others as we would want them to do unto us.
Oh.
And then it says after that, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. So that means, my darling, to ask God to help us do and see and think right, so that we will neither be led or tempted by anything in the world that is bad. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen. That means, my darling, that all the world and everything in it belongs to God's kingdom. Everything. Your mommy, your daddy, your little brother, your grandma, you and everybody. And as we know that and act as if we do know it, that, my dear daughter, is the real spirit of Christmas.
That's good, Daddy.
Well, now I guess I ought to cut off the radio and let you go to sleep.
Good night, Daddy.
Good night, sweetheart.
Daddy, will you leave the radio on while I go to sleep?
All right. I'll leave it on. You can listen to some Christmas music. She's asleep. Merry Christmas, my darling. friends, on behalf of our sponsors, Lever Brothers Company, the makers of New Rinso with Solium, and on behalf of everybody here, Andy and I wish you the merriest Christmas you've ever had.
We hope Christmas will be all it's supposed to be for you and your family, and that everybody will have a happy, happy time.
Good night, folks.
And Merry Christmas.
Be sure to be with us next Tuesday at the same time when Lever Brothers Company, the makers of New Rinso with Solium, will again present the Amos and Andy Show. Until then, good night and a Merry Christmas to all of you from all of us.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Palmolive Soap, your beauty hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. Our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, is as fond of sports as most of us, but somehow basketball was never one of her favorites.
It isn't that I don't like basketball. I just hate it. This aversion started when I was refereeing a game in Teachers College, and in the excitement I swallowed the whistle. Of course, it was only a small whistle, but it gets pretty embarrassing when every time you hiccup, traffic stops. Anyway, last Wednesday morning, Mrs. Davis, my landlady, woke me a full hour earlier than usual. She told me that Walter Denton, the manager of the basketball team, was waiting to see me in the living room. If I could have had one free throw, I'd have thrown him out and gone back to sleep. But Mrs. Davis wouldn't let me.
Come on now, Connie. The boy seems very concerned about something. You've got to see him.
Oh, all right, Mrs. Davis. Where's my robe?
I sent it out to the laundry, Connie. Here, I brought you one of mine to wear. This was part of my trousseau. I took it along on my honeymoon. Oh, we had a wonderful honeymoon.
Just you in the bathrobe?
No, my husband was along.
Heavens, didn't people talk?
I just love this robe. It's beautiful material, isn't it?
Lovely. What is it exactly, Mrs. Davis? Ostrich feathers over seersucker?
No, dear, it's satin, and that big feather boa is worn around the neck. Here, slip it on. There. Now you throw this boa around your neck. So, how do you like it, Connie?
Very tasty.
Come on out into the living room, Connie. Walter's anxious to talk to you.
All right. But I don't know why he has to drop around in the middle of the night like this.
Here we are, Walter. While you're chatting to Miss Brooks, I'll fix us all a bite of breakfast.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Davis. Greetings, Miss Brooks.
What brings you out so early, Paul Revere? British want their colonies back?
Normally your witticisms would tickle my risibilities, Miss Brooks. But this morning I've got to talk to you about something that's... Where did you go?
This boa just blew across my face. Just what is your problem this morning?
Well, it's not really my problem, Miss Brooks. That is, it isn't my personal problem. But as the manager of the basketball team, I'm in big trouble.
Is something wrong with the team, Walter?
Oh, not the whole team, Miss Brooks. It's just Stretch.
All right. There, now what's the trouble?
No, you don't understand, Miss Brooks. Stretch is our star player, one of the best forwards we've ever had. And he may not be eligible for the big game with Clay City High tonight. And that's why you've got to get in there and pitch.
Well, I'd love to help out, Walter, but I'm afraid my middy blouse and bloomers must be moth-eaten by now.
Now, here's what... better blow again, Miss Brooks. It's back.
Thanks, Walter.
Breakfast, Nook, you two. Everything's ready.
Coming, Mrs. Davis. We can continue this later on, Walter. Come on, let's eat.
Well, I had breakfast before I left the house.
Oh, then would you rather wait in the living room?
Oh, no, that was over a half hour ago. Hi, Mrs. Davis. Where do you want me to sit?
Oh, just sit right down here on my left, Walter. There. Now, would you like some eggs after you've eaten your oatmeal?
Well, as I just told Miss Brooks, I already had some eggs and oatmeal at home.
Oh, I see.
So I'll just have some French toast.
You must come over for dinner some night after you've had dinner.
I'll make you some in a jiffy. Just drink your juice meantime.
Say, this orange juice tastes rather peculiar.
And that's because you're drinking it through that boa. Better blow again.
Thanks.
Now, to get back to my dilemma, Miss Brooks.
Couldn't we delay him after breakfast, Walter?
I'm sorry to bother you like this, but I'm afraid it's imperative. You see, Mr. Conklin's made a rule that anybody who fails a subject is ineligible for any sports until he's passed the first test of the new semester in the subject which he failed. And Stretch failed last term.
So?
So with a teacher Stretch has in English who's giving him the test this term, he doesn't stand a chance of passing.
Who has he in English?
Old Lady Enright. I mean, Miss Enright.
Well, I'm sure Miss Enright's a very capable teacher.
Well, here we are, some nice French toast. I made it from a famous Turkish recipe.
A Turkish recipe?
Yes. The Turks are famous for their French toast, you know.
They are?
Of course they are, Walter. You should taste their Chinese kumquats.
Can I help you, Walter?
I don't want to stuff myself, Mrs. Davis. Those 3 pieces on the end will be plenty. And now about Miss Enright. You know, I don't think it's fair for her to give Stretch a test. I heard she was jilted by a basketball player years ago.
Walter, you shouldn't talk that way about Miss Enright. Just because someone doesn't reciprocate the affection of someone who's fond of them doesn't make the person who's fond of someone a monster. And I got that sentence from an old Turkish recipe.
Say, Miss Brooks, speaking of someone not reciprocating someone's affection, have you heard from Mr. Boynton lately?
Ouch. Get those punches up, Walter. Let's forget about Mr. Boynton for now. Just what is it you want me to do?
Well, I was talking this over with Harriet Conklin, and we decided to get Stretch transferred out of Miss Enright's class. Of course, this means somebody's got to work on Harriet's old man.
Look, Walter, Harriet's father happens to be our principal. You will kindly refer to him as Mr. Conklin.
Oh, sorry, Miss Brooks. Well, Harriet and I and Stretch are supposed to meet at school this morning, and that's why I'm here so early, to discuss getting Stretch out of Miss Enright's class and into yours.
Into mine? But you know how crowded my class is now. Every time I enter my room, it looks like payoff night at a pyramid club.
Oh, come on, Miss Brooks. We got to hurry down to school and meet Harriet. Now, there must be a way to get Stretch into your class so you can give him the test, while I, as manager of the team, sit across the aisle from him and give him moral support.
Are you sure that's all you'd give him?
Oh, I just want Stretch to feel at home. He's not very good in English, and, well, with me there, maybe he'd get more confidence. Confidence based on the mere proximity to one which in the same subject has always flourished so startlingly.
If anybody sits near Stretch, it better be Harriet. She at least speaks English.
But she's so honest in tests. I mean, she has the most peculiar way of holding her left hand when she's writing down answers. Now, all you can see is her elbow. Oh, not that I ever tried to copy from her.
Oh, no, of course not. It was just a coincidence that after the final exams last term, your neck was so far out of joint you looked like a Balinese dancer. No, Walter, as much as I'd like to help you kids, I can't. And the less I see of Mr. Conklin for a while, the better.
But why, Miss Brooks?
Because Mr. Conklin holds me responsible for what happened last week, remember? The fire in Mr. Boynton's laboratory, which started when the circuit was overloaded after I plugged in an electric heater that belonged to Mr. Conklin.
Well, what is that?
And then the firemen had to tear down the wall when they thought Mr. Conklin was stuck in the heater vent, which he wasn't because he was locked in the stockroom when I slammed the door on him by accident. And whose fault was that?
Yours.
That's what I like, a nice orderly mind. Come on.
And so you see, Miss Brooks, without Stretch on the team, we'll probably lose the biggest game of the year.
But what can I do about it?
Oh, I told you, Miss Brooks, you can work on Harriet's old man.
Walter, I told you not to use that expression.
Okay, Mr. Conklin. But gosh, other kids have been transferred to other classes.
Yes, but not for such a thin reason. Just to win a basketball game is no reason.
But this is a Clay City game, and it wouldn't be so bad if the coach hadn't taken sick yesterday.
The coach is sick, too?
Desperately.
This is the saddest thing since Humoresque.
Fortunately, we have an ex-basketball star teaching here who's been made temporary coach. But it would just break his heart if he lost his first game.
Who is this coach, Harriet?
Mr. Boynton.
Mr. Boynton? Are you sure?
Positive.
Well, don't stand there, girl. We've got to go to work on your old man.
Starring
starring Eve Arden, will continue in just a moment, but first, here is Vern Smith. Want to win $49,000 in cash? That's right, $49,000 in cash. The first prize offered by the makers of Palmolive soap in their big, exciting 49 Gold Rush contest. Second prize, $4,900. And there are 4,949 other cash prizes. What a chance to win. $100,000 in cash prizes, and it's easy to enter. Simply finish this sentence, I like Palmolive soap because, in 25 words or less. That's all. Just 25 words or less to finish the sentence, I like Palmolive soap because. Then mail your entry right away with a Palmolive soap wrapper. Easy, isn't it? And remember, thousands will strike it rich in this big 49 Gold Rush contest. Enter as often as you like. Get entry blanks and complete rules from your dealer, or send your entries on plain paper with your name and address and dealer's name and address, plus one Palmolive wrapper for each entry. Mail to Gold Rush Contest, Box 49, New York 8, New York. You better write that down. Gold Rush Contest, Box 49, New York 8, New York. Get Palmolive soap right away to help win a lovelier complexion and try for your share of the $100,000 in cash prizes.
Well, I realized that some ancient gossip about Miss Enright's prejudice against basketball players would never cause Mr. Conklin to give Stretch a transfer. But after a brief council of war during study period, I hit upon what seemed like a pretty good plan. I would tell Mr. Conklin that the boy was unhappy in his class because his fellow students were picking on him, as I told Walter and Harriet. In a democratically operated high school, no boy should be forced to remain in surroundings that are not conducive to his getting the most out of the school curriculum.
Bravo, Miss Brooks, bravo.
Yeah, bravo. What did you say?
Now, when Stretch gets here, we'll have to find out just what annoys him the most in his English class.
Oh, that's him now. Come in, Stretch.
Hi, Stretch. You know Miss Brooks.
Hi.
Hi. We haven't too much time, so I'll come right to the point. What bothers you in Miss Enright's class?
Bothers me?
Yeah, they treat you terrible, don't they? The other kids, I mean.
The other kids?
They pick on you and call you names, don't they?
Names?
This is the most backward-forward I ever met. Look, the kids do call you one name we all know about, Stretch. Now, why do you suppose they tack that on you?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I weigh 112 pounds and I'm 6'5".
Serves me right for getting over the flu last year. Look, we're trying to help you become eligible for the Clay City game. You want to play in it, don't you?
I sure do, Miss Brooks. There isn't anything I wouldn't do to...
Then keep quiet and listen.
Sorry, Walter. Go ahead, Miss Brooks.
Well, first of all, I hate nicknames. What's your real name?
Fabian Snodgrass.
Fabian Snodgrass?
That's right.
Look, Stretch. We really want to help you. The kids here feel that if I give you the exam, you'll stand a better chance of passing. Not that there's going to be any funny business, you understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly, Miss Brooks. Walter wouldn't want any part of anything that wasn't strictly on the up and up.
You said it, Stretch. You just listen to old Walter and you'll be all right.
I always do, don't I, Walter? You're our manager and you always know what's best for all of us. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And if you don't listen, Walter won't tell you about the rabbits anymore. But let's get back to your scholastic achievements, or lack of them. What subjects did you pass last term?
All of them, but English. Just barely, but I passed them. And I can't understand why I didn't pass English. I always done my homework very good.
Very well.
Very well.
Stretch, isn't it true that you couldn't always do your work properly because of the other pupils harassing you?
I ain't never worked near as hard at any subject as I done in English, hardly.
But it wasn't all your own fault that you failed. There were other students in the class, all kinds of students, doing all kinds of things.
Yeah, they were a swell bunch of kids, all right. But you know something, Miss Brooks? It wasn't the grammar that done it.
No? Then what did done it? Done did it. How's everything?
It was the composition that made Miss Enright flunk me. we was allowed to pick our own theme.
We were allowed to pick our own theme.
Used to, huh? Like I said, we could write about anything we wanted, so I got my idea off on the radio.
It's not very bright of me to ask, but what kind of a radio idea did you write about?
I wrote in 25 words or less, I hate English because.
Good morning, Mr. Conklin. Can I speak to you for a moment?
If you know how to speak at all, you can. But if it's permission you want, you may.
Sorry, Mr. Conklin. I haven't taken English since I was a girl. But I'd like to request a transfer for one of the students here. He's in Miss Enright's class at the present time.
But, Miss Brooks, the new term has already started. You know we can't issue any transfers at this late date.
Oh, but this case is extraordinary, Mr. Conklin. A boy's life is being made miserable by his classmates.
What boy?
Fabian Snodgrass. They call him all sorts of names.
Anything worse than Fabian Snodgrass?
Well, for one thing, they call him Stretch.
Stretch? What's so terrible about that? I'm sorry, Miss Brooks, I can't do anything for you.
But, Mr. Conklin, he failed English last term because of the conditions in Miss Enright's class. And if she fails him in his test this term, he won't be eligible for athletics.
Athletics? There's too much emphasis on athletics in the school system now. No, Miss Brooks, the boy stays where he is. Come in.
Well, hello, O.C. I'm sorry. Didn't know you were busy.
Oh, come in, J.B., come in. Miss Brooks, this is Jason Brill, principal of Clay City High.
How do you do, Mr. Brill?
How do you do, Miss Brooks?
What brings you all the way to Madison, J.B.?
Well, everything's running so smoothly at Clay City, I thought I'd drop over and find out how things were with you. I heard you had a fire over here last week.
A fire? Oh, it was nothing at all, really.
No, indeed. Some teacher just blew a fuse, that's all.
Yes.
You got yourself locked in the storeroom, too, didn't you?
Perhaps you'd better go into my inner office, if you'll excuse us, Miss Brooks.
But I still want to talk to you, Mr.
I'll
Conklin.
talk to you later. Just wait here in my outer office.
All right, Mr. Conklin, I'll wait right here.
You sure I'm not disturbing you, Osgood? That teacher out there, a pretty bit of baggage, isn't she?
Yes, she is. I'd like to check her sometime.
Well, Osgood, we haven't seen each other since the big Clay City Madison High football game. We gave you a good drubbing in that one, 79-0, wasn't it?
It was not. It was 78-0. But we had a good excuse for losing that one.
Yes, I know. Your team showed up. That was nothing to what our basketball team is going to do to you tonight. Why, we should win by 40 points.
What? Why, we'll wipe up the gym with you.
Will you care to make a little wager on that, Osgood?
I'm not a betting man, and you know it.
Oh, come on, Osgood. Just to make things interesting, how about a nice new hat to the winner?
Well, I do need a new hat. You're on, J.B.
Fine. Well, I'll be running along now. See you at the game tonight, and may the best team from Clay City win.
No, you haven't a chance. Oh, well, you're still here, Miss Brooks.
Yes, Mr. Conklin.
Well, goodbye, Miss Brooks.
Goodbye, Mr. Brill.
Oh, and Osgood.
Yes?
If you want to, you can check her with me sometime.
Old reprobate. Now then, Miss Brooks, come to the point. Just what do you want me to do about this,
Stretch Snodgrass. Just because a kid happens to be a star basketball player is no reason for other kids to make fun of him.
I'm sorry, Miss Brooks. I can't change the rules in the middle of a semester just on account of some star basketball player. After all, there are other students in this school who did you say star basketball player?
Yes, sir.
And if he passes a test today, he's eligible for the game tonight?
That's right, Mr. Conklin. And your own daughter Harriet and Walter and everybody seems to think that he'll have a better chance if I give him the examination.
Miss Brooks, in a democratically operated high school, no boy should be forced to remain in surroundings that are not conducive to his getting the most out of the school curriculum. I'll have him transferred at once. There's just one thing I insist on.
Yes, Mr. Conklin?
The test must be absolutely impartial. At Madison, we have just one standard procedure, one examination.
With liberty and justice for all.
Come on, Walter. There's Mr. Boynton.
Okay, Harriet.
Pardon us, Mr. Boynton, but the cafeteria's pretty packed today.
Oh, yes, I know. Why don't you sit at this table with me?
Now, that's what I call taking the bait. I mean, thanks, Mr. Boynton. We wanted to talk to you before Miss Brooks came up. You see, Stretch is taking his English test in Miss Brooks' free period, right after lunch.
Oh, but I thought Stretch was in Miss Enright's class.
He was, but Daddy transferred him because he doesn't want the boy to be unhappy.
Now it's up to us, especially you as basketball coach, to see that Miss Brooks is in a very good mood when she gives him the test. Maybe she'll even let us be there.
But what can I do?
Well, just be nice. You know, even if she doesn't order salad, spread a little oil around.
I'm always courteous to Miss Brooks.
Oh, then be more than courteous. Be civil.
Well, what my attitude toward Miss Brooks has to do with...
She's coming over now. Be terribly nice.
Remember, this is the biggest game you will ever coach.
Hello, Mr. Boynton.
Well, how do you do, Miss Brooks?
How are you, Harriet? Walter?
Oh, we're fine, Miss Brooks. Won't you join us?
Oh, sit right here by Mr. Boynton. I'll move the chairs closer together. There.
Thank you. Now then, what looks good today?
You do, Miss Brooks. You look simply lovely.
Well, that's high praise coming from you, Walter.
It should have come from you, Mr. Boynton. Miss Brooks, if you'll just tell me what you want, I'll go get your tray filled up.
I really haven't given it much thought.
Well, neither have I.
That's one nice thing about having a perfect figure. You can eat anything.
Oh, I don't think my figure's so perfect.
Not you, Mr. Boynton, Miss Brooks. Here, let me wipe off the table in front of you.
No, pass me those glasses of water, will you, Walter?
Yeah.
Thank you. Here's one for you, Miss Brooks.
Oh, here, Miss Brooks. Take my knives and forks, too. I'm not hungry just yet.
I am. I'm starved. I'd eat some roast beef today if it wasn't so expensive.
Expensive? What's that got to do with anything? Mr. Boynton's treating you.
There goes the water.
It must have gone down the wrong pipe.
Yeah, the pipe that likes to go Dutch. Look, I appreciate this attention, but there's something I think you all ought to know.
What's that?
I'm giving Stretch his eligibility test in private.
In private?
That's right, and if you'll meet me after school, I'll refund all courtesies extended to me during this lunch period. Now, Stretch, you say you've completed the written portion of the examination?
Yes, ma'am. To the best of my ability.
I was afraid of that. Well, put the papers to one side and we'll get into the oral test.
Oh, excuse me, Miss Brooks.
What do you want, Walter?
I forgot my rubbers. Oh, don't pay any attention to me, though. Just keep going. Hi, Stretch.
Never mind that.
Sorry. You're on your own, kid. I'll just look around over here.
Well, keep away from Stretch. First question.
I just want to come in for a minute, Miss Brooks.
For what, Harriet?
I lost my fountain pen. I'm sure it's in one of these desks. Oh, you go right ahead, Miss Brooks. Hi, Stretch.
Hi, Harriet. Why don't you look over here by me?
Cut that out. Where do you think you are?
Well, she's pretty.
It's a good thing that wasn't one of the test questions. Look, Stretch, you're fond of radio shows. Now, just make believe you're on a quiz program.
I beg your pardon, Miss Brooks, but I think I left a book in here.
This test should have been given in the Rose Bowl.
Sit right down, Mr. Boynton. Stretch is about to get the oral test.
Oh, well, I'll be very quiet, Miss Brooks.
So will Stretch, I'm afraid. But here goes. Question 1. Name 3 plays by William Shakespeare.
William who?
Shakespeare. He was a tall, thin fellow with a little goatee.
Oh, him. 3 plays, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I shouldn't look for my rubbers now. Maybe it's just Much Ado About Nothing.
Walter!
Much Ado About Nothing?
He said it, Miss Brooks. That's one answer right. Go ahead, Stretch. Think of another one.
Another one?
Don't make any mistakes now. This could easily become a comedy of errors.
A comedy of errors?
Good for you, Stretch. Now, just one more.
Why, Mr. Boynton, I'm surprised at you giving a pupil hints in a private test.
But, Miss Brooks, I didn't say anything. I'm just rooting for the boy.
Oh, well, I guess this is something of a tempest in a teapot.
I think I got the third one, Miss Brooks.
What is it?
Teapot.
That is absolutely wrong. Would you like to try for tempest?
Yeah, tempest.
Next question. What plays did Shakespeare write between the two entitled Pericles, Prince of Tyre, and Coriolanus? Where did everybody go?
Would you repeat the question, please?
Certainly. What plays did Shakespeare write between the two entitled Pericles, Prince of Tyre, and Coriolanus?
Well, don't stand there. Think, boy, think!
Well, Mr. Conklin, I have the result of both tests, written and oral.
Good. Just put everything on my desk here. I'm not even going to check these papers, Miss Brooks. I'm that sure of your integrity.
Thank you, Mr. Conklin, but as you know, we weren't alone
Never
for the
mind
test.
that, Miss Brooks. The examination was based on the 100% system?
That's right, but every once in a while somebody
Please, Miss Brooks. It's all done with. Passing is 65%, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, what was the boy's mark?
39.
Miss Brooks, I would like you to jot down my latest ruling on eligibility for athletic activities.
Proceed, Mr. Conklin.
No student who has previously failed a subject will be eligible for any athletic team if he fails the first 2 tests in any term.
Mr. Conklin, may I say that I have never seen such touching concern for the hopes and ambitions of Madison students.
Well, thank you, Miss Brooks. I remember when I was a boy struggling
and one
hard...
more thing, Mr. Conklin.
Yes?
When you get your new hat, wear it in good health.
As our Miss Brooks returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Only Luster Cream brings you Kay Daumit's magic formula blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Gives loveliness lather even in hardest water. Glamorizes your hair as you wash it. Luster Cream, not a soap, not a liquid, but a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Gives new beauty to all hairdos or permanents. 4-ounce jar, $1. Smaller sizes, either tubes or jars. Tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo and be a dream girl, beautiful Luster Cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a Luster Cream shampoo. And now, once again, here is our Miss Brooks.
Well, we gave the Clay City team a pretty thorough drubbing. And right after the game, I congratulated Mr. Boynton. Honestly, Mr. Boynton, I thought you did a superb job of coaching.
Oh, thanks, Miss Brooks, but the kids deserve most of the credit. They played a great game.
Yes, they did. You know something, Mr. Boynton? I haven't been so excited at a basketball game since I swallowed a whistle in Teachers College.
Oh, Miss Brooks, that's pretty serious. What did you do about it?
Nothing, but I intend to see a doctor about it one of these days.
Miss Brooks Show, brought to you by Palmolive Soap, Your Beauty Hope, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written and directed by Al Lewis, with music by Wilbur Hatch.
Men, do you shave with a lather or brushless shave cream? Palmolive shaving cream comes both ways. And whichever way you prefer to shave, you'll find that using either Palmolive brushless or Palmolive lather shaving cream can bring you more comfortable, actually smoother shaves. Here's the proof. 2,548 men tried the new Palmolive way to shave described on the tube. And no matter how they had shaved before, 3 out of every 4 got more comfortable, actually smoother shaves.
Get Palmolive Brushless or Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream today. For mystery liberally sprinkled with laughs, listen to Mr. and Mrs. North. Tune in Tuesday evenings over most of these same stations. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
The American Armed Forces and their allies, a rebroadcast of the Red Skelton Show. With Shirley Mitchell, Ozzie Nelson, Harriet Hilliard, and starring Red Skelton.
Hiya. Thank you very much. Those Seabees, they speak right up, don't they? Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Pat?
Oh, just fine, Red. Say, how'd you enjoy your visit to Washington, D.C.?
Oh, I had a fine trip. When I got to Washington, the officials told me I could have anything I wanted, and then they backed out.
Well, did you ask for something hard to get?
Yeah, a hotel room.
I hear you had lunch at the White House.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't like, I didn't get any butter. You know, the chain on my knife was so short, I couldn't reach it. Well, let's talk about us, though. Do we have anyone with us tonight who plays an important part in our American way of living?
Yes, Red, and I'd like you to meet Tippy O'Connor, a bellboy from one of the finest hotels in Los Angeles.
Well, how are you tonight, O'Connor?
I'm fine, Red.
Say, Tippy, with all the hotels so full these days, I guess they keep you kind of busy, don't they?
Yes, Red. The guests expect us to be everywhere at once.
Really?
Yeah, each one believes that he's the most important one in the hotel, and that we bellboys should be ready to wait on him at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, well, it takes more than a drop of a hat to get a bellboy. Something with a little more jingle to it. What hotel do you hop at, Tippy?
Well, I'm the chief bellhop at the No Vacancy Hotel.
Oh, you're kidding. What's the real name of it? Huh?
No, that's right.
It is?
Yeah.
It is? Either he's lost his place or he's dead. I don't know. Is that the name of the place, really?
Yeah, sure.
No, you're supposed to say, no, we haven't got any room, so it don't make any difference anyhow. Say, do the guests ever try to sneak out without paying their bill?
Yeah. I remember one time we caught a man trying to disguise himself as a woman.
Yeah, I know a fellow who did that once. He tried to run away, see, but the skirt was so tight I tripped, almost broke my neck. I love hotels, though.
Well, most show folks consider a hotel their home.
Yeah, I used to have fun. One time I saw a fellow sitting on a stepladder looking over a transom, and I pushed him off.
A gentleman gesture.
No, it was a little crowded for both of us. I used to be a lifesaver in the hotel. I used to look over the transom, you know. I used to look over the transom, and then when the woman yelled for help, I'd run in and save her. Say, tell me, have you ever had any strange experiences in the hotel?
Oh, yes.
Read what's here, of course.
One time a man called up and he said he had a feeling he was going to die.
Yeah, why?
It seems his wife was standing in front of him with a gun.
Did she shoot him?
I don't know, but when they carried him out, he had an extra buttonhole in his shirt.
Well, before I forget it, why do they call you Tippy, huh?
Well, that's the nickname my friends hung on me because I always do extra things for the hotel guests so that I'll get a bigger tip.
Yeah?
But people seem to think we bellboys like dimes best.
Well, maybe those tight pants you fellows wear, I guess they figure a dime is the only coin will fit in them. Well, oh, brother. Well, thanks for dropping around, Tippy. I promise you, though, if I ever stop at your hotel, I'll give you something bigger than a dime.
You will?
Yeah, a nickel.
Papa's gotta go, far away.
Don't cry, baby. Don't sigh, baby. Bye, 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 baby. Papa's off his touch now today.
Don't be a sad guy. You better dry those tears. Papa's gonna come right back with a dozen pretty medals for souvenirs.
Shoo, shoo, baby. Shoo, 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 baby. Bye, 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 baby. Your papa's off to the 17.
Gotta keep happy, stay on those joyful notes, and welcome home your pappy with a hey nanny nanny and a mare's a doe.
Shoo, 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 baby. Shoo, 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 baby. Bye, 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 baby. Your papa's off to the 17. One day, Papa, bye-bye.
Now we come to our satire on our American way of living. And our subject is hotels. One of the most romantic hotels in the United States are at Niagara Falls. Let's look in on Bolivar Shagnasty, who's just been married. Well, here we are on our honeymooning. Kind of exciting, ain't it?
Say, who's that character hanging on the side of the car wiping our windshield? He's been there all day.
That's the guy from the filling station. He won't take no for an answer. Hey, are you hungry? Let's stop and get a hamburger, huh?
I'd rather have a kiss.
Okay.
Let's stop and get a hamburger.
Now, we'll soon be in Niagara, you know.
Well, how's about another kiss?
Okay. Say, I think we got a slow leak in our back tire back there. It's a good thing we're close to the hotel, ain't it?
Yeah. Did you make a preservation for the hotel?
A preservation?
Yeah. That means to wire ahead and save us a room.
That's what I like. Brilliant women, you know. Yes, I did, but all they had left was a two-room suite. That's the hotel where we're going to stay, huh?
Ain't this romantic?
Yeah.
The Honeymoon Hotel.
What does that sign say? The Honeymoon Lodge. That brief pause on your way to Reno.
Hey, Bolivar, park up by the door so I won't have so far to carry the trunk.
Okay.
Don't they have any bellboys in this hotel?
Who cares? Come on, let's get in. Come on.
Well, when we walk through the lobby of the hotel, don't let anybody know we're just married.
Okay, you carry the bag then, will you?
Look, so that we won't know we're just married, let's talk about something else.
Okay. Tell me, you got much pool lately?
Front boy, good afternoon.
Howdy, Doc. We have a preservation.
I'm the hotel manager. My name is Boo Root. We have your reservation.
Well, how do you know? Don't you want my name?
No, I have a name. My name is Boo Root. Now, do you want the $10 a day room or the $5 a day room?
Well, what's the difference? And don't say $5 either.
Well, the $10 room has heat, and the $5
$5 room has heat, but not until summer. But we're all out of the $5 rooms.
Well, I'll tell you, then give us one of the $10 rooms for $5 and open a window, huh?
Sorry, you can't open the windows. That's why they're warmer. No fuel.
Oh, well, then we'll take one of the $10 rooms.
How long will you be here?
Oh, about a week.
Well, then you'll want a bed, won't you?
Right. I think so. Don't you think so? Yeah, we think so.
Now, for $5 extra, I can give you a feather bed with a pillow.
Well, what do I get for $1? Mashed potatoes and a blanket?
Sorry, no blanket.
All right.
Oh, bellboy, front. Yes, sir. Take these peasants to the bridal suite. Yes, sir. Right this way, Mr. Peasant.
Say, where are we going? Down in the basement?
Oh, you'll like it down here. The last guest fired the furnace, and the manager knocked 50 cents off his bill.
Really?
Oh, we don't care, Oliver, as long as we're together.
Yeah.
Kiss me.
You know, you're going to wear out my kisser, you know.
Well, here you are, folks.
Yeah.
If I may offer a word of advice, sleep in the bin nearest to the furnace. That's the soft cold.
Well, shall we go in, huh?
Oliver, ain't you forgetting something?
Oh, yeah, that threshold stuff. Well, see, Daisy.
Kiss me, dear. Just think, Oliver, we're married.
Yeah, well, we can't stand here all day. You can put me down now.
Well, is everything all right? Do you want any ice water?
Oh, no, thanks. Wait a minute. I thought they advertised running water in every room.
Well, what do you think this is seeping through the wall? Bourbon? Well, I'll be going now.
Goodbye.
Well, I guess I'll be all in.
That's all. Thank you, sir.
You're quite sure?
Okay, you win. Give him a tip, will you, dear?
Here you are.
Oh, a new penny.
Did you have to give him a new one?
Alone at last.
No, I'm still here. Yeah, here we are, all alone. Just you and me. Just you and I. How about a little game of tiddlywinks, huh? Hey, what's the matter?
You don't love me no more. You ain't kissed me for an hour.
I'm resting. Say, you know, this ain't a very nice room to bring a bride to, you know.
Oh, I don't mind.
Well, if I known it was going to be in the basement, we could have rented the phone booth in the subway back in New York. You know?
I think it's romantic. Listen, you can hear Niagara Falls. Hotels in Washington, D.C. have a tough time accommodating guests. They turn down congressmen and even men like Willie Lump Lump.
Pipe down, will you?
What's going on here? I'm the manager.
Where's my room?
Oh, you dreamer, you. The line forms in Kansas City.
Now, wait a minute. I stop here all the time, I do.
You've been a guest of this hotel?
No, I always pay.
Well, I'm sorry, but I don't remember ever seeing you in this hotel before.
I remember. The room wasn't very big either. I want a bigger one this time. The last one was so small my dog couldn't wag his tail sideways. I had to wag it up and down. Look, I tell you, I've stopped here before, and I got towels to prove it.
Well, I'm very sorry, but we haven't any rooms. Why, do you realize that a room on the 5th floor, we have 12 people sleeping in one bed?
Well, let's go up and make it 13. I ain't superstitious. I like a room with twin bathtubs, too.
Twin bathtubs?
I like to wash both feet at once.
We ain't got no vacancy.
No, you ain't got no... Look, you gotta give me a room. I'm a sick man, I am. I can't breathe, you know.
You can't breathe? Well, if you can't breathe, how do you keep alive?
I got a priority.
What was the last time you breathed?
Well, I breathed in on Monday, breathed in on Tuesday, and breathed in on Wednesday.
Why don't you breathe out?
Oh, no, Bert. If I ever let go now, there wouldn't be a cherry tree left standing in Washington.
Pardon me, but are you the manager?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, do you have any place where I can sleep?
Sorry, not a place.
Hey, come here. If you hurry, you can get the quarters where I slept last night.
Well, where is it?
Well, you go straight down F Street until you hit the big sign that says Wallback, and then you look around trying to see a number or a door 97345673214.
973546321.
Yeah.
What kind of a hotel is that?
Who said anything about a hotel? It's a boxcar I slept in.
Well, I couldn't sleep in a boxcar. I'm moving out of the hotel where I'm stopping now because it's so weird.
Spooky, huh?
Yes, when I walk down the hall, I get a feeling that someone's following me.
Yeah, you know, I had that feeling once. It turned out to be my underwear creeping up on me.
Oh, well. I'll try some other place.
Okay.
Okay, I found a room for you.
Good.
Do you want an inside room or an outside room?
It's raining. You better make it inside.
Sign here.
Okay, let's see. Jones, Harrison, Hamilton, Faith, Wilkie.
Look, never mind reading the register. Just sign it.
Oh, no, you don't. I don't sign nothing till I read it. Hotels have their hands full when youngsters like Junior. Yes. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little can. Hey, Mummy, look out the window. Look down there. Everybody look like midgets.
Junior, don't lean out that window. What do you want to do? Fall on somebody and hurt them? Now, what do you want me to look at?
Look over in the park. There's Pop riding a horse. Look.
Where?
Over there.
Oh, that isn't your father. That's a statue.
Boy, he sure could pack for Pop, couldn't he, boy? They both look plastered, don't they?
Now, Junior, go in the other room and play while I finish unpacking the bag.
Okay. I will go play in the... Oh, look, a hammer. Boy, I'd love to lay on these things. Oh. Hey, Mom, call down some, get somebody to come up and clean this room. That spider web looks just like a hammer. Hey, Mama, can I go down to the lobby and look at the people?
No, you can't. You just want to ride that elevator.
No, I don't. The elevator's broke. I threw a bag of walnuts down its shaft and then cut the cable, I done.
Well, what for?
Well, does you know any better way to crack walnuts?
Oh, you're just kidding, of course.
You just keep laughing, that's all. Oh, somebody at the door. Somebody at the door. Welcome.
Howdy, Sonny.
How do you do?
Do you think it'll be all right to wash you in this?
Sure. I will help you. Let me have that base there.
Now, see here. Why did you smash that thing?
So you could work it. It was too big to get in the widow bucket the way it was. Hey, what's this thing?
That's your sponge.
Well, you have to get a new one. That one's all full of holes. Hey, let me help you, honey.
No. You're too small to be washing with.
No, I'm not. It's the window washer,
Stay out of his way.
No, I'm going to help him. Give me the brush. I'm going to
Junior, stop that.
Oh, he really isn't hurting anything. Besides, that'll help him keep him out of my way.
Hey, there's a spot on the window that won't come out. Oh, it's out now.
Oh, I knew you'd do something like that.
Now, don't you hit me.
Don't run under that step
Don't you
ladder.
hit me.
The man is standing on it. Oh, I told you he was on top of that ladder.
He's laying on the floor, and you know it.
Now get into that bedroom and lie down.
No, okay. Just help me. They're not going to nail me down in this room. I ain't never been in a hotel before. I'm going to look around. Oh, the door is open. I think I'll run up and down the hall and stretch me widow leg, boy. Oh, this is really good to get out of here. Listen to that guy snoring there. Hey, roll over on your back. Roll over on your back. Hey, the door's open. Yeah, he must have the same kind of sickness me Pop has. There's a bottle of the same kind of medicine on it. Maybe it's his tie. It looks like it's too tight. I'll take these scissors off the dresses and snip off a little piece of his tie. Yeah. Now, I think I'll snip off another piece of his tie. Now, he's doing the agony. I'm going to snip off a great big piece now. I wonder if lower lips are really necessary.
How did you get in this room?
I thought you were going to explode, so I come in to disconnect your fuse, I guess.
Well, you shouldn't sneak into people's rooms.
Really?
You look like a good boy.
Yeah.
Tell me, what kind of a boy are you?
I could answer that, but I got to wait 10 years before I can use that kind of language, you know.
Say, you're smart for a kid, aren't
Yes,
you?
I am. I'm very smart, boy. Ask me a question. Let's ask.
Well, all right. Who
Make a good one now.
Who discovered America? I said, who discovered America?
That's a good one, too, boy.
Well, I asked you a question.
I know you did. So what? I guess you'd ask me a question. I didn't say I'm going to answer it.
Do you know anything about arithmetic?
Yes, I do.
Well, what is 4 minus 2?
That's subtraction.
How would you like to make a dime?
Not me, boy. Me pop made some money once, and the FBI got pretty mad at him, my dad.
No. I mean run an errand for me.
Okay, I will go. I'm going to get whipping anyhow for running out of the room.
You find the money in that dresser drawer.
Okay.
I'll take a $50.
You must be a new man around here.
Hey, don't tear that dollar bill.
Well, you told me to take a $50, didn't you? Look, I'll be right back. I gotta be right back. Oh, there's that room with that little dog in it. I think I'll peek through the keyhole at him.
I thought there was someone peeking. How can I keep you from peeking through that keyhole?
Leave the door open one way, you know.
What do you want to do, grow up to be a peeping Tom?
Not me. I let me pop go his way. I go mine.
What room do you live in? I'm going to tell your mother.
Oh, no, don't do that. I only want to see the widow dog, you know. I love widow dogs. I'd give anything in the world if I had a widow dog. I'd take for long walks, I would.
Really?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, would you like to take him out for a walk?
Yeah, I love it. What's in it? Oh, there's me, Mommy.
What are you doing out in this hall now? I told you to... By bees. Harriet. Well, imagine seeing you here.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? I came in to get my eyes examined. Is this your little boy?
Yes, he is.
My. He sure is a wonderful little fellow. I'd love to have one just like him.
Oh, Brady, you better get your head examined, too. Hey, look, I can stand on this table and do a high dive in the soapy. Kind of high, and I missed it, too.
Did you hurt yourself?
According to what you're going to do to me. Wait till I look in the mirror. I'll see if I okay. Oh, I cracked me little jaw. I cracked me little jaw.
No, you didn't.
Let me see. There. Oh, I forgot I parted me hair in the middle.
Say, Dee, would you like to come down to our room while I unpack?
Oh, yes. I'll be right back, kiddos. I'll be right back. Hey, mister, here, I'm sorry. We got company in here. It's an old friend of Mummy's. I can make more money eavesdropping for Pop. I'll see you later. Goodbye.
Well,
neighbor.
It's good to see an old face.
Yes, and you certainly is well equipped, too.
Junior, go play.
Hey, look, there's me gun in me toothache. Would you like to see me gun, lady?
Why, yes.
Yes, you play hunter, huh? You be a big bear, and I'll let you have it right between the eyes, boy.
It won't hurt. Say, Junior,
No.
are you sure you packed your pop gun? That one looks like your father.
No, this is mine. Look, see? It's Pop.
The Red Skelton Show is rebroadcast especially for you soldiers, sailors, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen of the United Nations. Now, in the time still remaining, we invite you to listen to the modern music of Raymond Scott.
Waiter.
Yes, sir?
I'll have the fried perch and coleslaw, some French fries, and a bottle of cold Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yes, sir. Finest beer served. Anywhere.
Enjoy the life of Riley with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Whenever you take a taste of it, you give it a hearty cheer. Again and again and again and again, this Pabst Blue Ribbon you'll buy. Again and again and again and again, your taste will tell you why. So enjoy the life of Riley with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. With Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Pabst Blue Ribbon, finest beer served anywhere. Proudly presents The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. According to the last annual report of the First National Bank of California, capital reserve was listed as $700,394,073. Stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets came to a total of $100,781,048. Total owed to depositors was $38,738,212.39. Of this amount, the 39 cents is owed to Chester A. Riley.
39 cents?
That's right.
No, there's a mistake. This statement is wrong.
The bank didn't make a mistake.
But I don't understand it. Every week I've been handing you my whole pay envelope to deposit, $59. Now, Peg, I'm holding you responsible. Where did all the money go to? What did you do with it?
Well, what do you think I did with it?
That's what I'd like to know. You better confess.
All right. I took it out and I ran away to South America with another man.
Well, okay. As long as I know what you did with it, it's... Now, just a minute. This is serious, Peg. Where did the money go?
Oh, Riley, we spent it.
Now, Peg, this is serious. You're not managing the budget right. Let me see the account book.
All right. Here. Now, see for yourself.
Let's see now.
Hi, Mom.
Income, $59.20 a week. Mm-hmm.
What you doing, Pop? Quiet, Junior. Your father's auditing my accounts. I may be arrested for embezzlement.
Please, Peg. Now, expenses. Food, rent, clothing, insurance, entertainment, medical expenses, light, gas, water, $17.36 divided by 2, multiply, carry 6, add 12.
Well, mastermind, what did you find?
According to my figures, we all starved to death 3 months ago.
Well, next time, don't try to tell me I don't know how to manage.
Now, we got to increase our income, Peg.
But how?
Well, I'll figure out some way to... Junior, how much allowance do I pay you a week?
Oh, Pop, don't cut my allowance. I only get 50 cents.
Oh, don't worry, son. I wouldn't dream of cutting your allowance. It stays the same.
Oh, thanks, Pop.
Only from now on, I'm charging you $1 a week, room and board.
Oh, no, Pop, that's not fair. Besides, I only get 50 cents.
Well, all right, then we'll raise your allowance to $1. I'm balancing these books if I have to go broke to do it.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Riley. You can't treat your children like boarders.
Why not? He eats like a boarder. And what's more, Hey, wait a minute. I got it. I solved our whole problem. We're taking a boarder.
Now, wait a minute,
Why
Riley.
not? We've got room. That was a smart move when I closed in the back porch. We can get at least $10 a week.
For a closed-in porch?
Well, no, for your room. You'll move into the porch.
Oh, no, I don't want to give up my room and sleep on a cot on the porch.
Now, look, son, in times of emergency, the family's got to make sacrifices.
Why should I be the one? What about your room?
You expect your mother to sleep on the porch and me sleep in our room with a stranger?
Now, Riley, let's forget all this talk about a boarder.
No, we're going to get one, and that's final. I have made up my head.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Babs, we're getting a boarder.
No, we're not.
A boarder? You mean rent out a room?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, no, Daddy. This house is crowded enough as it is with 4 people and only 1 bathroom. And now you want another person?
Now, just a minute, Miss Riley. Just because you go to college, don't get so fancy. You ought to consider yourself lucky. At least you got a bathroom. When I was your age, all we had in the house was a double laundry tub in the kitchen. Saturday night, I have to soap up in one and rinse off in the other.
Now, I think the children are right, Riley. I know we need the money, but a boarder would just disrupt the whole household.
He won't disrupt anything. You won't even know he's around. All you have to do is fix his meals, make his bed, clean his room, empty his ashtrays, send out his laundry, take his phone messages. There's no trouble at all. It's just like having another husband in the house.
Riley, I still say you had no right renting that room without consulting me first.
But I tell you, this guy's okay. You'll see for yourself. Now, when he gets here, I want everybody to act nice. First impressions are important. After we get him hooked, we can go back to being ourselves.
Renting a room to a perfect stranger.
He's not a stranger, Babs. I know all about him. A very high-type man.
Well, what kind of work does he do?
Well, he didn't tell me yet, but he's a very high-type man.
Well, how old is he, Pop?
Well, he's about, I don't know exactly, but he's a very high...
What's his name?
His name? His name is, he's very high...
You don't know his name. Well, what does he look like?
Well, don't ask such silly questions, Dad.
Oh, I just want to know what he looks like.
How should I know? I ain't met him yet.
You haven't met him yet? You rented the room to a man you never even saw? You don't know his name. You don't know what work he does. You don't know anything about him.
That ain't so. He got the highest recommendation from my friend Jim Gillis. And what's good enough for Gillis is good enough for me. Now, are you satisfied?
Well, why didn't Gillis tell you what he does?
Because Gillis didn't meet him either.
What?
He heard about this guy through Gus the Barber's brother.
You mean to stand there and tell me that you...
Stop worrying. I tell you, this fella's okay. That's him. There, you see how he rings the bell? Very polite.
Right. Now, don't you dare rent the room till you find out more about this man.
You leave that to me. I'll know everything there is to know about that man before he even sets foot in the room. I'll pump him dry without him even suspecting what I'm doing. Just watch. And let me do the talking.
Mr. Riley?
Yeah?
About the room.
Oh, yeah. We were expecting you, Mr.
Ferguson.
You see, Peg, you see how easy I got that out of him? This is my family, Mr. Ferguson. My wife, my kids, Babs, and Junior.
Hello.
Evening.
Well, why don't we all sit down?
Mind showing me to my room? I'd like to turn in.
Well, yeah, sure. I guess you have to get up pretty early in your line of work. My line of work happens to be riveting. I guess that's a lot different from your line of work. Of course, different people have different lines of work. Originally, I came from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, New York. In the USA. Of course, different people come from different places. My line of work happens to be riveting.
Mind showing me to my room? I'd like to turn in.
Yeah, sure. Right in here. Now, let me help you with that other bag.
I can manage. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Nice, quiet fella.
Well, you sure pumped him dry.
Well,
Mr. Riley.
Oh, yes, Mr. Ferguson. Something you want to say?
Where's the bathroom?
That's right in there.
Thanks.
Riley, if you don't find out more about that man,
Find out what?
Where he works, where he comes from. Just ask him.
Now, Peg, he's paying $10 a week and he's entitled to some privacy. We got no right asking questions, prying into his life. There's a more polite way.
What?
I'll search his baggage. Maybe I'll find a clue. You stay here. Keep a lookout.
Oh, don't do it, Dad.
I know what I'm doing. I'll take the small bag first. Let's see. Shirts, socks, ties, gun, bullets, blackjack.
Poppy's coming out.
Okay.
Have you gone crazy, Riley, searching the man?
Good night.
Good night.
Riley, why in heaven's name didn't you ask the man a few questions? Are you afraid of him?
Who's afraid? I'll talk to him tomorrow. Let's turn in and go to sleep. It's late.
Oh, sleep with a perfectly strange man in the house? For all we know, he might be anything.
Oh, don't be silly, Peg. He's nothing.
He might be one of those guys that run amok.
Well, that's nothing. I once ran a steam shop. What is a muck?
Riley, it happens all the time.
I read in the paper that this fella escaped from an observation ward, and he got in the house and he shot the whole family.
Oh, Junior.
Don't be scared, Peg. I'm here to protect you. First false move he makes, I'll take his gun and blackjack away from him, wife. Gun and blackjack? What a revolting development this is.
Riley, I won't have that Mr. Ferguson in the house another minute. I didn't sleep a wink all night.
Neither did I. I kept dreaming of guns and blackjack.
Now, look, Peg, I know how to size people up. I can tell just by looking at Ferguson that the man is on the level.
Pop!
What is it, Junior?
I just saw a policeman go in our bathroom. What?
A policeman?
Yeah, a cop. Are you sure, Junior? Positive. I just saw his back as he went in the bathroom.
What's a policeman doing in our bathroom?
Riley, don't you see?
Yeah, he's after Ferguson. The minute I laid eyes on that Ferguson, I knew he was a crook. I should never have let you talk me into renting him a room.
No, Riley, he's not a crook.
The cop's looking for Ferguson, but he went in the wrong room. I better tell him.
Riley, wait.
Peg, maybe there's a reward. After all, I captured that Ferguson.
Riley, use your head. Ferguson must be a policeman.
Huh?
Sure, he put on his uniform this morning.
Of course, and that's why he's got a gun.
Wait a minute. You mean I rented the room to a cop? I got a cop living in the house, watching every move I make?
Well, that's a load off my mind. I think you picked the right kind of boarder after all, Riley. What better reference would we want?
Well, yeah, but a cop.
I hear him coming.
Oh.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ferguson.
Good morning, sir.
What would you like for breakfast, Mr. Ferguson?
I won't have time for breakfast this morning. I'm a little late.
Oh, not even a cup of coffee?
Well,
now, Peg, duty comes first. You know what they say about policemen. Neither snow nor hail nor rain nor sleet can stay these couriers from the swift...
Pop, that's the postman.
Huh? Oh, yeah. The saying about cops is, all hail to the flat-footed minions of the law.
I think the word is fleet-footed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'd better be going. Oh, say, is there a phone booth in the neighborhood?
Why, yes, there's one at the corner, but why don't you use our phone?
Oh, thanks, but these are toll calls.
Oh, say, Ferguson, I'll tell you a good trick how to beat the phone company.
Riley.
You see, you drop your nickel in, and then when the operator says deposit 15 cents more, please, don't do it.
Riley.
You just make a fist and give the box 3 terrific bangs, and you cheat the company out of a smart 15 cents.
Did you know you can go to jail for that, Mr. Riley?
Yeah. And if I ever catch anybody doing it, I'm squealing to you, officer. You'll see, I'll be the best landlord and stool pigeon you ever had.
Pabst Blue Ribbon will bring you the second act of The Life of Riley in just a moment. This is a blue ribbon country. Stop along the highway in any town or any city, east, west, north, or south, and there you'll find Americans enjoying the good things of life. In the locker room of an exclusive golf club near Detroit, Michigan, a group of automotive executives sits at a table comparing scorecards over refreshing bottles of Pabst Blue Ribbon. While down the road, a couple of miles, a garage mechanic, tired and grimy from his day's work, enjoys the same luxury. A tall, foaming glassful of the finest beer served anywhere. Way down east on the banks of the Charles River, a Harvard professor relaxes in his library with a good book, a box of crackers, and a mellowing glass of blue ribbon. At the same instant, a group of young people out in Phoenix, Arizona, drop a quarter in a tavern jukebox and call for another round of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Yes, this is a blue ribbon country. And whether you're a great football star like Sid Luckman, a great movie star like Gary Cooper, or, well, just a guy named Joe, you can enjoy the same fresh, clean, sparkling taste, the same real beer flavor of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served anywhere. Your taste will tell you why.
You hear it everywhere. Finest beer served anywhere. 33 fine brews blended into one great beer.
And And now back to The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley with Paula Winslow and John Brown.
I tell you, Peg, I don't like having a cop around all the time.
Why, don't be silly, Riley. Mr. Ferguson's a very nice man.
It makes me nervous.
Nervous?
I don't feel safe with a cop in the house.
Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. I think he's a perfect boarder. He's quiet. He's hardly ever home. Keeps his room tidy.
Well,
answer that, dear.
Hello? Oh, hi, Joe. Tonight? Your house? Oh, sure, I'll be there. Yeah, okay, I'll tell Gillis. Peg, I'm going to play some penny ante poker with the boys tonight.
Oh, I thought we'd go to a movie.
Well, you can go. I better phone Gillis.
Well, I hate going by myself.
We'll get someone to go with you. Hello, Gillis? Say, what are you doing tonight? Well, Joe just phoned me, and he told me...
Good evening.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Ferguson.
Joe told me that the sewing circle will be held at his house tonight. Now, goodbye.
You belong to a sewing circle, Riley?
Yeah. If you have any buttons to sew on your uniform, any time at all.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. Snooping cop. Was quick thinking with that sewing circle. I sure fooled him.
Say, Riley, I'd like to sit in on that sewing circle of yours some night if the stakes aren't too high.
Well, you sure fooled him.
Wise guy always prying. He's got no business sticking his nose in my private life. Just because he pays us $10 a week, that don't give him the... Hey, did he pay his rent yet?
But no, I thought he paid you.
He's supposed to pay in advance.
Yes, that's the usual thing.
Well, he's got his nerves stalling on the rent. Thinks just because he's a cop he can get away with it? Maybe he thinks we're afraid of him or something.
Now, don't make such a fuss, Riley. After all, he hasn't even been asked for it.
Well, he's gonna be, believe you me. I'll show him he don't scare me none. Peg, go and ask him.
I think you ought to.
No, you go.
Riley, you are scared of him.
Who, me? Don't make me laugh. It's just that, well, I don't want nothing to do with him. He makes me feel guilty.
Oh, don't be childish. He's a very nice, pleasant man.
Well, okay, I'll ask him right now, and he better cough up or out he goes. He don't scare me, cop or no cop.
Come in.
Mr. Ferguson, sir, I was wondering, well, it's the usual, well, I mean, personally, I don't care when you pay, but my wife, you know how women are, crazy for the buck.
You talking about the rent, Riley?
Oh, there's no rush. You're good for it.
I meant to give it to you before. Here it is. 5 cents.
Oh, thanks. No hard feelings.
Of course not.
Well, I'll be seeing
Riley.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you'd like to buy a couple of tickets for the Policeman's Ball.
A ball?
Only $1 apiece.
Well,
Lots of fun.
Yeah, well, I think I'll take 10. Here's the money. Thank you very much.
And here you are. Thank you.
I'll be seeing you.
Well, did you get the rent?
Yeah, I got it.
I'll hand it over. That 10 will come in handy. I have to pay the butcher.
Here. I hope the butcher likes dancing. What a life. Had to go and get myself a boarder. Oh, there's Digger Odell's house. I think I'll drop in and talk it over with him. Oh, it's so dark here. Where's the bell? Oh, here it is.
Who's there?
It's me, Riley. Is that you, Digger?
Yes, it is I indeed. Digby Odell, the friendly undertaker.
Can I talk to you, Digger, or are you busy?
Well, I was working, but it can wait. It won't run away. Come in, Riley.
Thanks.
Take a chair. Park the body.
Digger, I got trouble. I went and took in a boarder, and now I can't stand having him around.
Oh, you exasperate me, Riley. That's the trouble with the people I know. They always come to me when it's too late.
It's driving me crazy, Digger. Did you ever take in anyone and give him room and board?
A room, yes. Board, no.
If I could only get him to move somewhere else.
Well, I could dig up a place for him, but I don't think he'd like it. Just what have you got against this chap?
Well, he makes me nervous. You see, he's a cop.
A policeman?
Yeah, a big fella. He's about...
Oh, dear.
Well, what's the matter?
Riley, you know me. I never like to spread dirt. But do you know where your wife is tonight?
Well, yeah, she went to a movie.
Alone?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I was busy.
Riley, early this evening as I drove by the movie, I saw your wife entering, accompanied by a policeman.
Oh, no. No, she wouldn't. No, you're mistaken, Digger.
Not me. I'm always sure of my ground.
This time he went too far. I won't stand for this. Out he goes, tonight. I'll throw him out even if he is bigger than me.
Oh, don't let that worry you. It's been my experience. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Well, cheerio. You'd better be shoveling off.
Hi, Pop.
Don't bother me now, Junior. I got some business to settle with Mr. Ferguson.
But, Pop...
I'll settle his hash. So, there you are, Ferguson. I'm giving you 5 minutes to pack up and get out. Get me 5 minutes. That's the way to tell him, huh, son? He was so scared he couldn't say a word.
Pop, who are you talking to?
Ferguson?
He's not in his room.
Don't tell me. I saw him. He was right there in his uniform, hanging on a hook in the... Oh, it was only his uniform. I thought when I saw the uniform...
Yeah, he's got two, Pop.
Yeah, 2 uniforms. One isn't enough. He's got to have 2 to show off in. It's my taxes that pays for those uniforms. Thinks he's such a big shot. Everybody's scared of him. Women going gaga over him. He wouldn't be such a big shot if it weren't for that uniform. It's the uniform they go for.
Hey, Pop, don't put it on.
I just want to see how I look in it. If I wore a uniform, they'd go for me, too. Hand me the capture.
Pop, you shouldn't.
Well, how do I look?
The jacket looks funny with your jeans.
Well, I'll just slip on the pants.
Oh, Pop, don't.
Oh, just for a second. I never wore a uniform before. There. Well, how do I look, huh?
Say, you look just like a cop.
Yeah. Sergeant Riley of Homicide. Stand back, men. I'll get that killer. Come out, you rat, or I'll come in and get you.
Somebody at the door.
Huh? Oh.
Yes?
Is this the house where the police... Oh, officer, you're home. Come quick.
Sergeant Riley, at your service.
Quick. It's my wife across the street.
Well, wait a minute, mister. I ain't really...
Please come. It's a matter of life and death. Please, officer.
Pop, you can't go.
Lead the way, mister. Sergeant Riley at your service.
Well, thanks again for the movie, Mr. Ferguson.
Oh, I really enjoyed it, thanks.
Don't mention it. It's too bad Riley couldn't come along.
Mother, look. What's that crowd doing over there?
Hey, looks like trouble. Come on. Hey, here comes another cop.
Hey, Mom. What? Junior. What's happening? They say there's a killer in there, but Pop will get him. Who? Pop. He went in after him a half hour ago. Your father? He's in there with... Oh, Mr. Ferguson, please do something.
Stand back, everybody.
Hey, look, the door's opening.
Stand back. It might be the killer.
Oh, no, it's the cop.
Riley, what happened? Are you all right?
Don't worry, everything's under control. It was a 9-pound baby boy.
A baby? Oh, you had us scared to death.
Excuse me, officer. I'm a reporter from the Daily News. Like to get the story. Alert guardian of law, aged off, you know.
Hey, you hear that? A reporter. My name will be in the papers. I'm a hero. Riley is the name, son.
How do you spell that?
Hello, Riley. You look pretty good in that uniform.
Yeah, fits me a lot better than that. Oh.
How do you spell your name, officer? R-I-L-E-Y or R-E-I-L-L-Y?
R-I-L-E-Y. Pronounced Ferguson.
The Rileys will be back with us in a moment. Tomorrow begins another autumn weekend. You'll be following the football games on your radio or television with your family and friends. Be sure there's plenty of Pabst Blue Ribbon cooling in your icebox. Ask your dealer for the Pabst Blue Ribbon Handy 6 carton with a clever new, easy-to-handle and you can slide the Handy 6 carton right into your refrigerator. It contains 6 regular-sized cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon. Finest beer served. Anywhere. Remember the name, Pabst Blue Ribbon's Handy 6.
You hear it everywhere. Finest beer served anywhere. 33 fine brews blended into one great beer.
Listen to the rest of it, Daddy. Officer Ferguson was lauded for his quick thinking and resourcefulness by Inspector McGee, who recommended him for promotion.
That's enough, Babs. I don't want to hear no more about that policeman. I make a hero out of him, he gets promoted, what do I get?
You ought to get arrested for impersonating an officer.
No.
You're lucky Mr. Ferguson let you off so easy.
Let me off? He's scared of me. If the real story comes out, he wouldn't be no more hero. Boy, if that 9-pound baby could talk. I got plenty on that Ferguson now, and I'll tell you one thing, Mr. Ferguson is leaving.
Oh, right.
We're going to have a showdown. He don't scare me no more. No, sir, he won't.
Daddy, that's him.
Evening, folks.
Ferguson, I want to talk to you.
What is it, Riley?
Ferguson,
Yes?
Ferguson?
Well?
Mr. Ferguson, would you please sell me 2 more tickets to the Policeman's Ball?
Riley speaking.
Hello there, Riley. This is Jimmy Wallington. Can you and Mrs. Riley come over tonight for a game of cards?
Well, I don't know. I can ask her.
Canasta? Sure. Or gin rummy.
Just a minute. Hey, Peg. The Wallingtons want us to come over and play cards. Well, frankly, I'm sleepy and, hello, Mr. Wallington. I'm sorry, but we can't come over tonight.
Oh, that's too bad. I had a case of Pabst Blue Ribbon beer on ice, and I thought...
What's that? Oh, just a minute, Mr. Wallington. Hey, Peg, let's go over for maybe just an hour, huh? Okay, Mr. Wallington, we'll be right over.
That's swell, Riley. We'll be expecting you. Yes, Riley knows, like millions of other people, that Pabst Blue Ribbon is the finest beer served. Anywhere. Your taste will tell you why.
Enjoy the life of Riley with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. Whenever you take a taste of it, you give it a hearty cheer. Again and again and again and again, this Pabst Blue Ribbon you buy. Again and again and again and again, your taste will tell you why. So enjoy the life of Riley with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. With Pabst Blue Ribbon beer.
Pabst Blue Ribbon invites you to join us again next week to hear The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix as Riley. Tonight's script is by Alan Lipscomb and Reuben Schiff. Direction by Mitch Lindemann. Mrs. Riley is Paula Winslow, Digger Odell is John Brown, Babs is Barbara Eiler, Junior is Alan Reed Jr., Ferguson is Alan Reed Sr. Consult your local paper for the correct time for The Life of Riley show on television over NBC every week. Produced by Irving Brecker. By arrangement with Universal International Pictures, now releasing Sword in the Desert, starring Dana Andrews and Mark Torrance. The Life of Riley is brought to you by the Pabst Brewing Company of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Newark, New Jersey, and Peoria, Illinois, and sent your way with the best wishes of Pabst Blue Ribbon dealers from coast to coast.
Next, it's the Jimmy Durante Show on NBC.